Welcome everyone to our final episode of season 1. We're going to change things up a little bit today. Me and Al are going to talk about our careers and where we started off. But we know not too many people want to hear about that, so we brought in the big guns today. So today we have Darren Daz O'Brien and David Crocket Summers. Welcome, lads.
Welcome, lads.
All right, lads.
So we'll probably start it right. I'll start it off because Daz and Crocket were a little bit too nervous, so we won't get them going first. So I'll just kind of kick it off small bit on what way it all started from me, if we can go back that far for where I started. Schoolboy was. I started off and playing with Norway Rangers, I think, and then ended up at WFTA. Stayed with WFTA all the way through. Managers like Soso was my first manager, I think. Then Dave Crampton was my manager. You was a year above me. Me and Daz were the same age group. Yeah, I think we'll go through Daz's one. He was with Rivermount Force, but sometimes he used to play over my age for Crocket and Nelson's team with Liam Donnelly. But I started off there with WFTA, worked all the way up through the underage, and then I think about 16, 17, so I went down to Tolka. And from Tolka, I think from Tolka Rovers, myself and Carl Murray then went to Shamrock Rovers for a bit. I think the whole lot of the four of us here dipped our toes into under 21 football at League of Ireland, and that was it then on the school.
Good to see that trait followed you around though, wasn't it? That trait of jumping clubs. That's cool, is it?
Still down it.
But myself there, I started off with WFTA. I played with the older age group, so obviously kind of hung around with him, and he was a year older, so he's come up to my team. So went up there and I just told him, I'm the same age as him, so I played a year or two at that age. Moved back down, and Liam Donnelly came as manager, and Foxy was there as manager, so that's where we kind of met as well. And then all of a sudden, probably 18s, 19s, and then as you said, we went to League of Ireland 21s, and that's kind of kicked up from there. But it was just a one club.
All the way through schoolboy, you were just at WFTA, yeah?
Changing your
Very
teams,
good.
though, didn't they?
Yeah, 100%. Chasing them trophies around the place.
Still are.
Never got them.
What about you, Daz?
Rivermount when I was about, I think I was 5 years of age. I don't remember playing seven-a-side football. I was saying that to you, Crocker, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Don't remember at all playing seven-a-side football like my whole life. I think I went straight into 11s. I could be wrong though. I'm not sure. I was Rivermount up till about 13s. Then I done a year down at Stella. Joey O'Brien and all that was there. And then I wasn't really getting in. And Liam O'Donnelly, the manager of your team, Nelson, asked me to go up and play with you boys, Crocket and that. And I was a year younger than you, so I wasn't too sure about it. But then they went to Holland and paid for me to go, so I was like, right, where do I sign? So
what was you then?
I won't say what went on in Holland though, you know what I mean? But I definitely signed after that trip. So I played a year ahead of my age then, with WFTA. I think it was the best thing I ever done. Because when I was going down for like different things, like Dublin teams or whatever, and Ireland trials and all, like the difference it made for me,
You were
like,
advanced.
just like playing a year ahead of my age, like it made it not, I would say easier, like, but it's just, do you know what I mean? Like, just, I think
Probably matured you.
two lads my age, Bubbles and Padjo, played a year ahead of their age, and the difference in them to everybody else was it was night and day, you know what I mean? It makes a big difference.
Yeah.
I'd recommend it to anybody now to step up. Like after that, then went to Belvoir for a couple of years, then UCD with you, wasn't it?
Yeah, 21s,
UCD
yeah.
21s, and then there's a lot of clubs here, boys, that I can go on all day. I think I went to Cherry Orchard for the year with Joey Somerville.
That's right.
Yeah, well, Joey's a good lad. And then I went to WFTA. That was that time then in the paper. I think I'd done a year down in Colester, back to WFTA, and then down to Sheriff.
Yeah, pretty good. Crocker.
Yeah, I'm a bit like Daz. I don't remember playing like 7-a-side, 9-a-side football. What I can remember was my first team was Maryland. I lived in O'Debney. I palled around with David Scully, Sambo, and that. That's how I ended up in Maryland. Was there for a couple of years. Left them, went to Stella, I think at 12s or 13s. I think it was 12s. Was with Stella for only a year or two. And then like that, Liam Donnelly got in touch with me to get me up to Finglas WFTA at the time, which it suited me because I used to live in O'Devney. I moved to Finglas back then at that age, so it was the local club for me, and I was there till schoolboys or seniors, probably 2 or 3 years of seniors, and then went to Tolka, about 5 years in Tolka. Then I went to Moctus for the majority of their
I'm
career.
only thinking that now, actually, that how little clubs you're at having now that you're saying that.
Yeah,
Like compared to probably me and you, Nelson.
Some me.
But no, yeah, like so what senior was WFTA,
Crocket and Moctus.
Yeah,
That was
Very
it.
good, yeah.
that was it.
Out of the seniors, yeah.
But it's funny that forwards mentioned Liam Donnelly there. He had a big part to play in. We had a conversation with, it was James or no, it was the Canes there, and he was talking about old school scouting players and that knocking people's doors and all. That's what he's done. He went down to you, knew you're a player, knew you're a good player. Went down to Daz, knocked on his door. Obviously, seeing you playing with the younger age, he said, "Right, this is what we need for the team."
I actually seen, Liam was out watching a game against Stella. I was playing for Stella, and he was a motorbike he was driving at the time.
Yeah, I remember he drove
Parked in the
yeah,
bushes.
yeah.
After the game, then I got chatting to him. That was the first time I actually met Liam. He asked me to come up, and from
That's
there,
it, yeah.
then that's how it worked. Like literally.
Well, maybe you brought you up, you're like a little superstar. You had this Crocket Summers coming up. Crocket, who's this fella there? Before I know it, you're diving in the box for penalties and training. It's like this fella.
Training?
It's
all about that.
Then he came up to sign and he said, "I have a kick about." But yeah, so that's a Liam had a big impact on the whole.
Liam, I think Liam had a huge influence on people like Liam, Jay Donoghue, I think, John Fox, obviously, probably Dave Compton as well for me. Like, they all had a big influence on us, because I think back then when we all played schoolboy, because we were close at age, we all went away to, like, say what you're saying there, to Holland. I know we probably didn't go away to Holland, we went to Blackpool and things like that, you know. So we were always kind of close,
Yeah.
close knit, like, and all other managers were around with the likes of Limo and John and all. So everyone kind of built things with them, like. So I do think everybody had that with Liam Donnelly anyway. Yeah.
So we stepped into seniors more or less all together. We came, our team we had was under 16s Premier. We won, beat Stellamars in the playoff.
Father's Day, wasn't
Father's
it?
Day, yeah, but the thing
In the bowl, was it in the old?
Loads. Out in Loads. It was
Yeah.
the day Ireland got knocked out of the World Cup 2002, was it, by Spain?
But like,
I always
that's
remember it.
was it,
I always
yeah.
remember it, yeah.
the thing about WFTA though. We hadn't much of a name there, like, so like we beat them. We're probably the best team in that league because we obviously won the league. Like 8 of their players went away, signed with the team,
Yeah.
and not one of their players got trolled. So
And you've got to a couple of All-Ireland
yeah,
finals
we beat
as well,
Joey.
didn't you?
Remember that you're playing Joey's in the final there? He's like, "Crock, you're taking the penalty." "I'm not taking the penalty. I'm injured." Had his boots off and all he has.
No, that was the
Joey wasn't.
the league playoff.
Was he? Yeah.
That was that
Oh,
game
was
we
it?
were
Yeah,
after being talked about.
His boots. You said he was
We
injured.
were level in the shootout, and it was coming to me. I was next, and was it Joey's or Stella?
It was
Stella.
The Stella player stepped up right before me. He missed. So then it was me to step up then to win. I was like, "Give me that boot." I'll take it now. No pressure on.
And did you?
I took it and everybody, yeah.
I remember that game because I was on the bench for that game. So obviously, we were playing from the underage. Limo used to take me up when he wouldn't have enough players or whatever. But I remember, and it's only now when you get a little bit older and you regret a few little things. Obviously, you're only a kid, probably 14, 15 at the time, maybe. But I remember being a sub and knowing that I wasn't going to go on in that game. But when it was getting towards the end of the game, you know, like, because the paper's there and taking pictures and all. I told you this before, Nelson. We had a conversation on it. I walked off and went over to the dressing rooms and took me boots and shorts and socks and put me tracksuit bottoms on and me runners on, because I was embarrassed of not getting a run and the paper and all going to be there, and for me to be with me boots and all on. Do you know what I mean? But for an underage player, now when you look back in the now, you're like, I shouldn't have done that.
Just back
But
then,
just
though,
back then, you're a kid and you
Never
don't
stopped
feel it,
Nelson,
like-
did it, Nelson?
Oh, yeah.
He won the Oscar Trainer Cup he did in Tolka Park.
with the AOL.
With the AOL team, yeah. Nelson's on the bench, and when we won a fair play, yeah. We win the final. If it goes, Nelson runs on like John Terry.
in the middle of the pitch, holding the cup it was. Give me that.
Yeah.
Off the captain. But so you went to Ireland trials and played for Ireland underage through WFTA. Well, you were at WFTA at the time.
I got picked to go for trials for Ireland when I was with WFTA. Brian Kerr was out in Kildonan, and he came out to watch the Donk, I think.
What age group was that?
It was when under 16s, but it would have been. I was playing under 16s for WFTA, and then it was like at the end of that season, so it was under 16s for Ireland or something like.
Right.
So he was out watching the Donk, and Brian knew me dad, so my dad was talking to him like he didn't know who I was or not, you know what I mean? And I ended up having to play up front. I don't think Donk played, so I played up front. And I ended up scoring. I think I scored 1 or 2 goals. And Brian was like, he's not bad. No saying to my dad. My dad was like, yeah, he's not bad, is he? Like, Brian didn't know like
He's
that.
great.
So he ended up asking about me then, and then I went out and done trials, and like I was saying, playing the year ahead of my age, the trials I thought like not easy, like, but do you know what I mean, just felt bigger and stronger than everyone, like. So I got put on the standby list for a trip to Italy, and one of the lads had to pull out, so I went over to Italy, and I got on in the first game against Czech Republic for my debut, and the second game was against Italy, and about 2 hours before the game, Noel O'Reilly and Brian Kerr put me aside and just go, "Yeah, Darren, you're starting." Yeah, I was like, "What?" So you're starting. So he put me in the midfield for Italy and or against Italy, and I ended up getting man of the match and all. I was bleeding crying, ringing me dad after the game, and I was bleeding brilliant. So yeah, that was.
What sort of players are in that squad?
It was Aidan McGeady, Leon Best, Paul McShane, Andy Keogh, Stephen Ireland. Who else was on that? Joey O'Brien.
They all end up playing
Stephen
in the Premier
Quinn,
League.
they all played Premier League, all them
yeah.
players, yeah. So yeah, it was a decent standard. It was good players in my age group. That was, yeah. So yeah, I done that, and then after that, because I was on the Irish team, then Belvo then got wind of me. You know what I mean? So they came then knocking on my door. Noel O'Reilly got on to Pat Harmon, yeah. So Pat came down knocking on my door, and then he was like, "Oh, you have a better chance of going away to England if you come down to us." And all this
play
shit.
your own age.
Yeah, play your own age. So I went down
You
to them.
showed him, didn't you?
Well, yeah, went down. I think I got to try the Huddersfield or something. That was it. And yeah, so that was it. Then I was with Belvo till what, UCD was it? 21s.
21s, yeah.
Yeah.
But
What way did when we finished with WFTA with you, Crocket? You went 21s as well, did you? Did you and Naylor go somewhere?
Yeah, we went to Dublin City.
Dublin City, that's right.
But,
Remember them?
Went to Dublin City.
They were only newly started up,
They were
weren't
only newly started, yeah. Naylor, there was, I think, Gary O'Neill, and that was down there. There was a couple of them that Naylor knew. I went down with Naylor. But the travelling in that league for, do you know what I mean? Crazy.
Yeah.
I did no interest in it whatsoever. I think I lasted probably about 6 weeks, if even.
probably asked to train a couple of times, right?
Probably, yeah. That was that. You had this, so I was like, "Oh, this doesn't suit me." But no, we just went back then. Seniors, Finglas United then. WFTA seniors and started.
So just
again.
for anyone who doesn't know, that's what WFTA used to be, Finglas United. And then they amalgamated. It used to be WFTA and Mellows were up the road, and they amalgamated. Am I right by saying that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and turned into Finglas United then, yeah. You went 21s then as well, Daz, yeah?
UCD with him.
You and Nelson went.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just stayed there for a bit though, didn't you?
2 seasons, 4 seasons.
You just had a really good side down there.
Yeah, we won the All Ireland. We were the first UCD 21s team, I think. Now I could be wrong, to win the All Ireland.
Who playing the
beat
final?
Cork City. Who'd you mark?
Who got man of the match, was it?
Who'd you mark out of the game?
I'll check my pockets here. Shane Long,
yeah. Was it? Yeah.
Oh, it wouldn't be hard.
No, but yeah, it was a good experience though. You know, as I said, we had a centre page there to pull out of the target, and it was us with the cup and me being man of the match. And I was being great. My cousins ring me and all. Like, you seen you in the paper and everything else. So even though we were 21s, you think you're big time, but when you see that, you felt it and all. But Dad was getting into the first team a lot more. I think I had one game in the first team at that stage against Shamrock Rovers, and he was getting a lot more game time. So I was still kicking around the 21s. There's kind of a couple of lads getting in ahead of me and all. So, but you thought I would have been that was the way he started throwing the toys at the pram. So he kind of stepped away. He's like, "So what are you doing for?" I was like, "I'm not having this. You're 16 years of age playing in League of
World.
World."
Getting a game.
No, because he wasn't happy because he's getting dropped. Oh, he's bleeding. He's only getting 15 minutes.
Oh, you weren't playing for the first
I
team.
wasn't starting for the first team in League of Ireland. I was throwing my toys out of the
But
pram. I'll be honest, lads, I was a prick back then. I'm not going to lie.
You were talking about being immature when you go and get changed for the picture. This fella's talking like up to P. Martin. What's Tony McDonald starting there in midfield for? Like,
but look, you're backing yourself though. Do you know what I mean? At the same time,
but you could have backed himself though. He was doing well when he came on now. But so that's kind of the second year was kind of a bit up and down. We couldn't step away. Then we got an offer to go to Kildare, so we took that like division, fourth division.
You just went everywhere together, didn't you?
Yeah,
well, we went and he followed.
I wasn't asked to go to Sheriff.
Yeah, you went to Kildare then. How did that go?
Yeah, it was already, as Crocker said there, the travelling was just ridiculous because they're getting travelling expenses and you're down to Cove, or they're down to Limerick and whatever else, and you're stopping off in gas stations trying to get pre-made sandwiches and all. So there was nothing professional about where you go into a hotel and have your pre-match meal like some of the teams do. It was just like on the go, all the stuff. I remember going up to Finn Harps up there and I was dying sick at the flu or whatever, and your man just throwing tablets into me because you had to watch what you were taking because the drug test and whatever. Just throwing Northern there.
Especially for young players like that's coming from 18s, 19s, like trying to make a name in the League of Ireland 21s or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like you have the established players like the Gary O'Neills and all that were there, like didn't work.
Yeah,
you were coming home from work or school or whatever. Do you know what I mean? At that time of the day, they travelled could be Cork, could be Donegal, could be
On the go.
anywhere
Not
along.
getting paid.
I'm not getting a cent like.
Like it wasn't even like 50 quid a game or anything back then.
We up 50 quid a game, yeah.
For
50 quid a week.
UCD, was it?
Yeah.
Yours must have been
Yeah.
on scholarship, right?
Yeah, scholarship, yeah.
You got scholarship.
I don't know how that happened there.
You got 4-year scholarship. I think it was what, $4,000 a year, like paid
Yeah.
for us. I think me and Nelson lasted 3 months.
Yeah.
So much have you gone over there at 10 in the morning? So you're going over there for 8 in the morning. You're doing your college, doing your training. Then after that, when your training days, and then coming home. So you're not getting home till 10 o'clock at night. Then do you know what I mean? All on the bus.
Yeah, it's a tough slog. Isn't it?
Yeah,
Tough slog.
but some stuff that it could ease you 20 off football altogether. Like,
Yeah, definitely. It's a kind of a bit of a make or break, isn't it? Really,
Mm.
like at that time.
I think to make it at that level, you have to have like serious commitment. Like, you know what I mean? When I was out of UCD, like I know I hadn't got the heart for it. I hadn't got the commitment. I was never gonna like do well in League of Ireland. But Ronan Finn was out there, I remember, and he was only a small little skinny fella, and all. I knew by looking at him he was gonna
He
do well
had
in League
it.
of Ireland. He just
He
had
had
that
it,
mentality. He was training like an animal. He was fit and everyone. Like, you just knew, you know what I mean? By looking at him, he was gonna make some sort of a career out of it. Like, you know, he hasn't done too bad, has he?
You have to be dedicated.
Yeah.
But like when I started out with Maryland, actually, I was still with them when I moved to Finglas, and I stayed with them for the next year. And I was getting 2 buses over to Brickfield.
On your own, probably.
On my own at that age. I was meeting the manager in town. Just getting the 40 into town. I was meeting the manager wherever he was walking, and then the two of us were going from town to training. Training at 7 o'clock. Getting the bus then back at home at 9, half 9 into town. Leaving my manager in town and getting on a bus at 8:30 to Finglas on my own, like,
but
for
at
a
that
solid
age, though,
year
as
at
well,
that age.
yeah.
That's what must
So-
have scarred you forever for
Yeah,
not training.
Didn't suit me then after that. But that's what you have to do, do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I don't think it's like that anymore. But with the
No,
umpers,
no.
they've no
Yeah.
interest like the
Yeah.
umpers these days.
No.
That's actually how I stopped playing 21 football. Said this the story that we had when me and Carl Money left Tolka, I think it was. Left Tolka Rovers and went to Shamrock Rovers 20 months. Carl wasn't getting in, but I was getting we were playing like, and Carl wasn't getting in, and then I was getting in, but Carl left then because he wasn't getting in, but I was getting a lift with him and trying to get over then to fucking Rathfarnham and playing Tala, and you're training out the AUL like when you're at that age, like it's
hard
soon
going,
as soon as you realise you have to start getting buses or and looking for other people to get lifts and all, you just say, do you know what, I'm not getting
It's
those.
It's handy,
You know what I
but then you'd always have
And
someone ringing it and saying,
as you
"Oh,
said,
stop up here."
it's a make or break thing. If you had to give the commitment and had to said, look, listen, organise yourself. And same with you there, as if you probably had to said, you know what, I'm getting in and out of the first team here. If I stick it out another year or two, you probably would have played League of Ireland. You probably would have had a career, but you probably wouldn't have
No,
as
I
well.
never had
Do you know what I
I
mean?
never had the mentality for it.
No,
Whether it was
around,
good
yeah.
enough or not, I don't even think I was. But like the mentality part of it, I never had that.
Yeah.
Never had that to make it at that level. Like,
Yeah.
and that's half the battle. I think even more so. You know what I mean? Like, talent can only get you so far. Like, but
the
yeah.
head's not strong yet.
yeah, you need to be committed. Like, do the training and put the work in. You know.
Yeah. So 20 when UCD to anyone you was finished, you went to Kildare, and then
I think
that
it was
fall
actually
apart.
Kilkenny. It wasn't even Kildare. It was Kilkenny went there after. But yeah, we came back to after
After that.
Kilkenny. Yeah, they came back together.
No, we done a year with Cherry Orchards.
He done a year to
As
there. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah,
Somerville
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, the
That
legend.
was 18s, was it? That's the 18s, was it?
No,
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 he
senior
went
football.
senior, yeah.
Seniors,
Senior,
yeah.
I remember yourself.
Barry Doyle and Como.
Como like left that Finglas team. We had the WFTA team.
Yeah.
That 17s Premier we were in, I think.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
yeah, and they went
Because
over
we-
to Cherry
And I
Orchard.
was like, what?
there was talk of us
You're
breaking
over
up. Though,
there,
that's what it
like,
was.
We
Yeah,
were literally.
they done the train session with them as well, and then I think we kept the team, got the band back together.
I was
Kept
all,
the team,
I
yeah.
done it session myself, but I couldn't leave
No,
WFTA. You know what I mean? I
no.
was loyal to the cause here. I was like, no, I'm not going.
Yeah, good man.
So
so
the WFTA ended up winning the 18 Premier then, didn't they?
Yeah, I think we did. Yeah, we
Did you not win?
no,
anything
they beat
Premier?
Cherry Orchard won it.
I wasn't with Cherry Orchard School. I
No.
was senior football. I only played 1 year with them.
I think Cherry Orchard.
I think they did, Nelson. Do you know what? And
Cherry Orchard won everything that year.
I
on us,
think
yeah.
they did, and I remember going over to, was it Doyle and Como that won it,
Yeah, yeah.
and having a few beers with them in the Oak celebrating with them. That's right.
Fucking hell. So what then, WFTA? Who was manager of WFTA?
He'd
So
come
you
back
you would have been with WFTA, I'd say, at this stage, Crock.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
And when Daz and Nelson signed.
Stephen Gagan when he came back there.
Gago's there, yeah.
Yeah.
Did Robbie O'Reilly wasn't there?
No, he was
Robbie,
after that.
Robbie was my manager when I was
Yeah,
there.
so Robbie was gone at that stage and Gago
And
came
then
in, was it?
I think Robbie got the Tolka job then.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Jay.
He got the Tolka job with Jay Kelly. And then, obviously, Robbie then started chasing me for Tolka and started planting seeds in my head. And
Yeah.
that's where the Tolka connection came with me
in, yeah.
then after the seniors when we didn't win. They were Leinster senior. We were AUL. And he's like, try this, I'm telling you, you won't regret it, Look, the facilities come down here, we have everything, the bar, it was...
The bar. Salt.
Yeah.
You know, like they had the ground was like a carpet, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was
Look,
top
if they
of the
once they
range.
bring you down and show you the pitch, the lights, and yeah.
The lights Friday night, you're like,
Yeah, it's so, isn't
I
it?
remember
boys,
playing-
you know me, like I don't really leave clubs. I'm there, I'm happy, like that's me.
Yeah.
But
It took a
I
bit
said,
of
right, I
persuasion.
took a bit of persuasion. I went down.
Because I
And
went,
That's
and
right.
me and
I
you went down
back.
at the same time, and you went back to WFTA.
We went back after a few weeks. It's like, no, I'm going back, and then they were at me again. Just give it a try. Just give yourself the time to bleed and experience it. And I said, right. A few months later, then I went again, and I never looked back since. To be honest with you, it was a great move, and it was the right move for me in the time in my career to keep going. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I could have played up at WFTA and just, as I said, went up, didn't train and play football, and
Yeah.
with there was a change of scenery, and I was pushing myself then, so I actually enjoyed the few years.
Point of proof,
and
and you went
like
down
that
as
as
well.
well.
You had a good few years down
Good
there.
few
as well.
years.
Playing was like.
And we were the nearly
really
men.
good.
I brought that mentality down with runners up and everything, semi-finals, intermediates, getting knocked out every year by
Think any
Aberdeen.
better for us when you left than anyway, for fuck's sake.
I think with Tolka I won a Charlie Cattle and a Metro Cup, and runners up the league, and probably 3 semi-finals of
Yeah,
the intermediate.
Yeah.
Just that little bit
that,
short, yeah. Little
Always,
bit short, yeah.
always, yeah.
So, when I was up in WFTA, when I was playing with the schoolboys, I was about 16. My first experience of senior football was playing against Palmarnick out in Matt Christie there, or up in Matt Christie, should I say. And Robbie O'Reilly was the manager at the time. He's like,
You would have been getting called up.
called up there, and they stuck a few players there. So his last 10 minutes goes, right, come here, I'm going to put you centre field there. Just take it easy, because obviously, you all know I'm a bit rash in the head. But take it easy.
Did he start you?
No, he brought me on the last 10 minutes. But, you know, these are men, man. These are men. They say the big welts in their hands and big fucking...
Oh,
big stocky lads and all. So
They were
Yeah.
they were the best team probably around.
they're
then,
flying that
Palmarnick,
stage, yeah. So I think I don't know if you're losing. I can't think we're losing by a few goals. He's like, listen, this last 10 minutes I brought you up. One of the lads touched the ball and I went a bit too far ahead of him. I went in and absolutely smashed him. Your man jumped up, face pure red, went to kill him. But the minute I got close to you, I said, I was going to get a box. Before now, like that, there's about 6 lads off WFTA straight away up. He's only young, like grabbing you, had me fucking protected and everything else. But that's when I felt like that's my club there. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you felt that protection of all the lads there. But
I think we all felt that with WFTA, didn't we? Like,
Yeah.
because obviously we played schoolboy with it, but I think it'll be like if you say who's your club, I'd say WFTA is my club. Like,
Yeah.
that's who I would say. I don't know how you all feel, but I'm sure you all have clubs that you.
okay, list out there and have a look.
I don't know about that, but
That's
I know,
still
yeah,
thinking.
no,
Would that be your club, Daz? Yeah, would you say?
Schoolboy, they would, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
about seniors. It's,
Well,
how could they
the career you
not-
had with Sheriff,
yeah, Sheriff, like the memories were made
Yeah.
down there. Like, do you know what I mean? I was down there for 6 years, you know, like that's probably the
Yeah.
longest I was with anybody for senior
But
football. to be honest
my
with you.
memories are probably with Crumlin as well, so I have obviously a big soft spot with
I was
Crumlin,
down
you know
there
what I mean?
longer
But
than I was with the seniors, do you know what I mean?
With Sheriff,
Schoolboy,
yeah,
Schoolboy I was strong, like, do you know what I mean? Feeling
Yeah.
for, like, the seniors I was with, what was it, 2 years here, gone, another year back, and I think that was it then, you know what I mean? I came back then, no, I don't think that was it with seniors, like, we left, you know? Spent 6 years down at Sheriff, so.
for the first year, you went up to Gago and Jay with WFTA. Was that the year you won the Leinster Junior?
Yeah, 2007, wasn't it?
Yeah, first year.
Yeah, Gago brought in Tony Sheridan.
What a player.
What a
fucking
I think
player. Can you post on this, can you?
Yeah.
What a fucking player that was.
But yeah, he just dictated the game. He had Barry McGowan around him, he had Daz around him and all that. Like, Barry
Played in the
Dun-
middle, did he?
yeah.
Tony, yeah.
Just that, the lads go to work for them. Tony just had the ball and just picked the pass out.
I remember
control
Keno
tempo, was
always
very
used to
good.
say that any before every game he used to say to Keno, because he probably had to say it before to Keno for every game. He used to say to him, Keno, when I get the ball, just run.
Yeah.
Just run. If you run beyond the left full, I'm just going to give it to you. And every time, Cano said, he just used to ping it from the middle of the pitch and just hit his foot.
He's a different
the
style,
time.
wasn't it? Yeah, 100% different. Like,
He didn't play the Leinster Junior final, sure he didn't. Didn't he have an accident? Didn't something happen with
I
his
don't know
foot?
whether he had the accident then, but he didn't play because I remember I seen the team. You played, didn't you? Of course, Crocket played. He gets man of the match.
Yeah.
Doesn't show up for 2 months. Shows up in the final, gets man of the match. Typical Croc.
Scores 1-0 win.
Mark O'Neill played. Barry McGowan. I think we played off the front, man, that day. Alza Curtis played in the middle, actually. Yeah, Tony wasn't there.
But yeah, me and Spanky were actually down watching that game, and Jay and Gago and Lima were after trying to get us from the Valley, and I was kind of going a little bit sour at the Valley. Not a little bit sour, but we weren't as good as WFTA. And I was always going to get WFTA no matter what. I just had to wait till I was ready or good enough to get, do you know what I mean, to get into that team. But Jay and Gago tried to get us, I think, during that season. Me and Spanky done a training session, but we didn't leave instead of the Valley. And then we were watching that game, the Leinster Junior game, down in Frank Hook, and I'm looking at all my mates playing and winning it and celebrating and all, and I was like, that's it, I'm signing for WFTA. Jay Donoghue came over after the game in Frank Hook. Me and Spanky were standing there, and he goes, there's my new midfield and new centre forward for next year. That was it then.
Yeah, it's not better feeling in and not win so much. Your mates, like all the hard work and everything throughout the whole season.
Exactly. That's probably only seen that thing I won. Like Leinster Junior, like other than that, then I can't really. Probably won a couple of leagues with kind of Griffin and stuff like that, but Leinster Junior, I didn't realise how big that is. It's about 11 rounds and that or something. Yeah, that's a big
cup to win in the junior game.
It was only when Luke's a Sheriff and all, but Daz started winning with Sheriff, and it was like we were playing in Daily Mount and stuff like that. I was like, geez, that's just a big enough cup. Some fellas start slagging him. He got to beat him in the finals like that. Where's your medals? Some of the winners ones at home.
Well, yeah, that was the year later then. So after that Leinster Junior win, I think a good few of us signed. Myself, Spanky, Keith Hanna came, Graham Doran came. Who else came into that team? Des Leonard came. I think he came. John Bosco at Ballymoon. And who else was there? Bullet was there. Still had like the likes of Boo and all was still kind of coming to an end, I think. Jamesy O'Rourke, and had a good core of a team there. And then when we all kind of came in, all the older lads, I think, left, the likes of Boo and Jamesy, they kind of started going playing Saturday and things like that, realising probably they're not going to play. And then we got that team together 2000.
Was Gav there?
No, he was schoolboy still, I think.
Was
yeah.
That's what it was.
But we built a good team then, and went obviously challenged for everything. I think it was that first year we challenged for everything with Leicester. Read it out on the paper there. Beaten in the Nivea final 2-1 by Leicester. Beaten in the Liddy final by Sheriff 3-2. Beaten in the semi-final Leinster Junior 1-0 I think by Cherry Orchard. And then coming second to Leicester in the league by probably 4 or 5 points.
We beat Logan at home, didn't we? And we drew away. Put Logan away. And if you won that, you had Leicester then at home on the Wednesday. And if we won them 2 games, I think it would have put us
on top of them.
On top, yeah.
We drew against Leicester.
Against Logan we drew.
Macca dropped the ball, I think, didn't he? Or he didn't come for the cross or something like that. Yeah.
Let's just blame Macca anyway.
I remember Mac Gago gave out to Mac up there at half time. Fuck's sake, Macca, you have to be fucking come and catch it then. But Mac stood up and put his voice on. And goes, come on, Gago, you know me, man. I take them every week. Every week I take them.
Madman, wasn't he?
Yeah. Well, I think we in our minds, that's what happens. That obviously the Leicester used to winning and stuff and being in them situations. Our mind was already on Leicester before we played that match. Because I remember I was struggling with a hamstring. I don't know if he didn't start me or took me off early. But then there's other things that you kind of rest the players and all that, because everyone's concentrating on a Wednesday. Because Logan, remember you used to kick off at 11 o'clock or something. You used to leave at
up there, But an hour away, is an hour and a half away up there.
So everything was just.
They weren't bad.
That's what I'm saying. So we took the eye off the ball there, and obviously we never even got to the Leicester match because
Leicester just knew how to win. They just knew how to win. Like, we were a great footballing team. We used to pass teams off the park. Leicester, the Lacey and Mick out of front, and the rest of the team was just like a machine. They were horrible to play against.
They were a tough team to play against.
They were solid. Joey Graydon had them well oiled.
In that article that Al had there, it has the league in it, and we scored 54 goals. I think we scored about 7 more than Leicester, and Leicester had to win the league. So here goal scoring, probably our defence wasn't the best.
Yeah,
oi.
Croc, you and Spanky got an awful lot of goals that year. Scored a heap of goals. that year, definitely. Because I remember Jay Donoghue saying they have about 50 odd goals between them. You know, through the whole of the season.
Probably Spanky.
Spanky had a good year that year.
Yeah, the great year. But like that, like if you're starting the best 11 that we had, it was you and Spanky up top, definitely. But the good thing,
wasn't it? We were all scored.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
we were
Everyone
all
was
chipping in.
Like,
I was playing right wing, and I think I chipped in about 10, 11 goals. Bullet was banging them in.
Yeah,
Keith Hanna was scoring free kicks, penalties. So I think that when you have a squad like that, you're gonna challenge. But I think who was standing in their way was Colester, and as Dad said, they knew how to win, and they had experience. You know what I mean? The only experienced player I think we had was Des Leonard in our team. Really, other than that, we were all kids. Like
we were all just gung ho.
Yeah,
literally.
And I think we are. I said this to you as well, Nelson, the other day. I think we are only literally one game or one trophy away from probably being the next Sheriff or Colester and going forward that time.
We just needed one in the bag.
We had won something that year, half of the lads, because we lost a lot of players after that year. We wanted to get 4 silver medals. We had won 1 or 2 of them, like we could have just kicked on after that.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
But as the Canes were saying, they were beating Colester, and they were just nicking at Colester, just nicking at their heels for a couple of a season or two, and then finally they overtook them. Maybe we stuck around a little bit longer, and we would have been the same, but then we would have worn down a little bit more, and we got more experience and probably got lads in that were kind of better quality and better
very similar
experience.
To when I was with Sheriff with Kilbarrack. My first year with Sheriff, we beat them for 1 point in the league. We beat them in 3 finals and a semi-final. Do you know what I mean?
Close games probably as well.
So they got 4 silvers that year because of us. Like, so they were right on the edge as well. It's just because of us. They just couldn't. We knew how to win, and they just couldn't beat us no matter what. Like penalties, everything. They just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And I went that way. What Davy Kane said. Davy Kane said that Portmarnock were the dominant team when Ballymun started coming up. Ballymun took over, Colester took over, and then Sheriff took over. And that's exactly what way it went. And we were kind of in between the Colester and Sheriff part. Like, so it even haunts me even today. So I always think about, like, people always bring it up, and people that are listening to this podcast probably won't even know about all this with us with WFTA, you know what I mean? Because nobody remembers second. Let's face it.
Don't give a shit.
Yeah, no one's going to care anyway, you know what I mean? But for all of us, because I think, like that article that we're at the read now, because we all played schoolboy football for WFTA, and we all went up and played for the senior team and the first team and got together all at the same time, all in around the same age, it kind of was a little bit of a dagger in the heart not to win anything with players that you're at to playing all your life with and your friends and things like that. So
even the quality of the squad, the players that were there, like, you look back and say, how did we not win more? Like, what did we win? We won the Leinster Junior.
That was it.
And the Liddy before them, Chandler was in charge.
That's like, you look back and say, we underachieved.
Yeah.
Literally, like, with the squad of players we had.
Remember the futsal that we used to have in games up in Matt Christie there? And Jay brought it in, obviously he's doing these badges.
Yeah, we never played futsal before when he
we never played it. Jay's like, and obviously get real, but it was like more about it was the pace of it all. People getting stuck into each other. Like, there was nearly fights in there, but it's just the will to win at that stage. But the speed we brought that onto the pitch, so the way we played, it wasn't just a kick about. We passed, as Dad said, passed teams off the pitch there, and the pace we had, because we're all young and fit and all. But
I don't think we had a plan B though.
No.
And
it wasn't going their way.
No plan B. We could either pass somebody off the pitch, beat them 4-5 or whatever, or else if that wasn't working, you know what I mean? We couldn't just like lump it up to a big striker and dump second balls or anything. We only had one way of playing, and that was it. And I think that killed us in the end. Like,
I agree. Where Colester had a little
they could mix it up.
They were hard to beat. Where we were soft.
Yeah.
We only knew one way, and that was just attack and outscore teams. Yeah. And when we didn't outscore them, and we didn't have our defence, we were just too soft at the back.
Dig that, Nelson. What did they look around there? What's he talking about?
But no, in fairness,
that's like our Achilles heel.
Young Graham Darren did have a really good year that year. Keith Hanna was left full. He probably was the best left full in the league at that time.
Flowing, was, yeah.
He was brilliant. And then it runs right through the squad then, you know what I mean? You had then me, Keno, Bullet, Daz, Barry, Des Leonard. Fucking great squad. So it's a pity. I don't know how did it all kind of come to. I know Barry went.
Crocket left.
I think we didn't go to Tolgate for a couple of years after that, Croc, because I think it was that year later. I think you went to Colester. They just
there's a point I made. Right, can I explain? That didn't happen because me and you went to Colester. Me and you then after I went to Kildare, then I went back to WFTA, and then the whole Sheriff thing happened. So it wasn't I left and then we all went.
Alright, so you're playing someone else.
But
It
anyways,
wasn't me.
no,
It was not how
but anyways, how did that materialise with you was going to Leicester anyway?
Kenno, it was Kenno went.
Oh, Kenno went.
Kenno went down
Kenno-
to Leicester.
Kenno fell out with Jay
Kenno
Donoghue.
fell out with them, yeah. So that was what it was. It was
That's
the year
right.
after that, Kenno was with us, and he went.
Yeah.
And then I think it wasn't his first transfer window. It was the second one in November, the start of December.
Yeah,
Because
you're
we were
right.
going down. We were training down in Santry Lane there. What's it called? Whatever the fuck it is. It's
The
blade.
Voice
I know,
was
the
there, yeah.
Astro down there.
So Kenno was asking me to go down. Money first, and then I was like, I don't know, because I think I just went shy up. But I don't know what happened. And I went down and
Joe
Joey
was,
was
I
ringing
know
me.
it was. So, Gary and Jay are supposed to take over the Shelbourne game. Manchester job, wasn't it?
No, that was the year before that. So suppose this is what I think what happened, right? I was actually trying to figure out if you now, but supposedly Joey Graydon was stepping down, was he, or something? And then Jay and Gago were meant to have gone to her. Now I don't know whether this happened, but supposedly they were interviewing managers for the job, and supposedly Jay and Gago went to it. Now I don't know how true this is. Now I heard this a few years ago, but when that happened, some of us kind of were like, "What the fuck? Did that really happen?" And supposedly Joey Graydon says, "No, I'm sticking around." So nothing ever materialised. I think Kenno fell out with Jay over something stupid with the amateur team, the intermediate or the junior internationals, and Kenno left. And then what you're at the saying there, Daz, is right. I think when that all kind of came about, nothing was really happening with WFTA, and we were at the losing Kenno,
After losing everything the year before, I think the
they were
buzz was gone. And all,
it was gone, and it just we obviously just didn't
Fizzled
look
out.
as good enough. And I think I don't think we bring any players in. Usually, if you have a good season like that, or even if you get over the line and get one trophy, you'll get quality in. But we didn't.
They're nearly running to sign for you at that
Yeah,
stage, you know.
yeah.
You're on something good.
We didn't. And then when Hughes went, then I think that was kind of a bit of a fall off with WFTA. Then how did you just find down there?
I didn't really like it. Like you had his system, you had his players and all. So you kind of more of a. I played a lot of Saturday football, then kind of back up.
Tough going in later on in the season as well, isn't it? If you went down in November or
I
December,
don't know,
or
I
whatever.
enjoyed it.
Did you that?
You were playing, though. That's
I done well.
Yeah.
I done all right. I went down, Joey seemed to like me. But we were only there for the rest of the season, weren't we? Because we went down and we done well. And I think that was the first year Sheriff won it. We went down there to win a bleeding league.
That's right.
And the Sheriff pipped us for the league. And I think that was the first one they won. And then after that season, Joey Somerville rang me. He was the manager of Kildare. So I was going to stay with Leicester, and Joey Somerville rang me and he's like, "Look, come down to Kildare and blah blah blah." And I said, "Fuck, I'll give it one more bleeding try." You know what I mean? I was what age we bleeding 24, 25, first division. So I'll give it a try. I like Joey. Joey's all right. Like, so I went down. Nelson followed me again, and that was all right, wasn't it? What did we done a season down there? Started off well.
Yeah.
We got a good result against Sporting Fingal, and I think we got a few points. Didn't we? I don't think they'd won for nearly like a year and a half or something, and then we got a couple of wins under our belt and all, and then just Joey Somerville's very temperamental, he is, so we had a couple of run-ins with people, and then they just went tits up. Jacko came down with us as well, didn't he?
Yeah, Philly Hughes was there as well, and Love
Philly Hughes.
Michelle's and all. So kind of decent enough.
The man Aaron Graham was down there as well, wasn't he? Off Shamrock Rovers, he came down to the striker.
But just so it's just a typical first division, bottom division side. Like generally, they're getting players. They just had no money in the club, and they're just trying. Like we didn't get paid. We were supposed to get €50 a week again. We didn't get paid that now. The fucking football players union came in, or whatever. We'll sort that out. She didn't hit Dickie for them. The club was gone bust. Like no money. So
you'd be all up for that at the start, don't you? And then after a couple of away trips, you're getting back at playing all hours on night. You're just like,
you want to tell your mates, say, "Oh yeah, I play League of Ireland. I play for Kildare. I do this and all." Look, there's me on YouTube. It's nothing. It's like it's at the end of the day, you can't really get a proper job because you're travelling left, right, all over the place there. But listen, as a young player, everyone dreams to play the top level now, play to the max and get all this publicity and everything else. But it doesn't really last that long, you know. If you're not that good, it doesn't last that long. So Alan Crocket. So how'd you go on down and talk when you went down?
Yeah, Talca was a real eye opener on Nelson, to be fair. Like I said already, you see the facilities, the lights under the lights on a Friday night, the pitch is a carpet. It's unbelievable. I was down there for probably 5-6 years. Started off, as I said, Robbie O'Reilly was the manager and Jay Kelly. Jay Kelly then took over when Robbie I don't know whether he got sacked or left or whatever. We played with Jay then for 4 or 5 years down there. Like I said already, we're the nearly men down there. Like I was with English, seconds in the league, semi-finals of intermediates. I think 3 years on the bounce. We got Avondale in the semis 3 times. We got beaten 3 times by them. We ended up winning a Metro Cup and a Charlie Cattle in the same year. Like we done a double down there. That was the only thing I've won with Tolka.
Was that with Jay Kelly or was that with Paul?
No,
Doyle?
it was with Paul Doyle. It wasn't with Jay.
I don't know how Tolka didn't win anything in all them years. Like,
the squad of players we had down there, like as I said,
the four of us had a stint down
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
that's what I was saying. Like the nearly men again.
Yeah.
Like of the Leinster senior, I was the nearly man of the AUL with English, and I went down to Tolka, and I'm the nearly man with them as well.
How'd you get on down there, Al?
Yeah, I remember how it kind of materialised. I think Christy McGilligan was the manager of WFTA, and worst thing you could probably do for a team like WFTA if they have Tolka in the top league is go and play that Frank Cooke tournament. They invited us into the Frank Cooke tournament, and obviously spotted fucking Crocket twisting bleeding ankles all day, and they got on to him. We played well. Myself and Croc actually did have a good game that day, and they got on to Croc, asking Croc to come down. Croc said to me, "Look, I think I'm gonna go to Tolka." I was kind of the last one left, really, a little bit at WFTA. Me and Croc would have been. Now, look, I think Stevie Brown and all that was there. He came back from Australia and was playing, and I think Kenna was still gone, and there was no one else really there. So I was like, "Look, Croc, if you're going down, I'm definitely gonna go down." So we went down pre-season, had done a pre-season with them. Christy wasn't too best pleased. But funny enough, I actually, now I'm remembering, I was hounding Kenno to leave Calesta to get him back to WFTA. And he did, and he came back, and I went to play with
Fuck's sake.
But we done the pre-season. They were hounding us to come back. Croc gave in.
I gave in.
And
I
went back
always
to
give
WFTA.
in.
So I stayed with Tolka. And I started off really well playing them. And getting in.
You playing midfield, were
playing
you?
right wing,
Right wing.
for them. Yeah, I started off the season great, and I'm hounding him as well and trying to say, Croc, you want to see the tracksuits that they're giving us? We here Friday nights, and you know when Friday everyone's down watching the Friday night football and all, and Liam Ivory got a hold of him, and
someone knocks on my door and I see them face to face. I crack. Give me the pen and sign it now. I don't care. I'll deal with you man next week. And he knocks up and I'm like, oh shit, what do I do here?
But you came down then.
We have people knocking at doors now.
A few months later. I think at Christmas time you only came down.
It didn't last long up in Fingers, to be honest. I knew where I wanted to be, as I said to you already. Just when
trying to please people.
I was trying to please 2 people, and Christy's a lovely fella. Christy's asked you to stay, give us a dig out, give us this. Jake Donoghue was well at your door, and you're like, oh jeez, come on, you're a real English man, this is your club, and
That's just people like that though. I'm not
they're killing you, like, and you're like, trying to tell them no, and I can't. I'm not like that. So I just said yeah to please them. That was it. Went back to English.
You just want something in football, to be honest with you, and say, listen, I know when you come back, but like, do what you're doing down there, and if you don't just work out, come back. But just see people like, this is your club and this is whatever.
Yeah,
I know it's a job, but I spent most of my career like up Mellows and things, whatever, fighting relegation or being mid-table instead of just this is your club, this is my club. But
there you go. What has that got you? It hasn't got you any trophies
exactly,
in the bag.
Exactly. So
Do you know what I mean?
I should have someone there say, listen, you do what you want to do. You want to go win trophies, go here. You want to be with your mates and give a dig out and help your local team, come over here and play for us. But there's none of that in football. I know he's saying it's our job now, but
I know you as a manager, you want the best players on your team, and if they're down in Tolka and you try and get them back to your club, that's what you have to do at the end of it.
Don't point getting back to the team where you should listen. He's doing well down there to have a decent enough side. Now, obviously, you have to be our own peers, whatever. But you can't say like we're going to bring him back. One person's not going to change the whole fucking thing. I know you need to get one to get the next one.
Exactly, players bring players like throughout transfers. You'll see yourself.
I'm just snapping that. You all went off and won something. I stood down here and fucked about for a while.
Like saying that, like there's Tolka saying, right, get Crocket comes Barry.
Yeah, there you go.
Barry rings someone, comes someone else, and all of a sudden it's 3 or 4 signings where you're getting the one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what happened with English. Once one left, then there was a barricade gone, and it was nearly a whole rebuild then for the seniors.
That's exactly what happened.
Literally.
So more getting back to their feet now, isn't it? Like?
Literally, yeah.
So I was hounding him to come down then, and I'm in playing well, hounding him. He comes down, and then I stopped getting in.
And then he's ringing me saying, you should go back to FIFA.
Yeah, but we don't think we won anything that year either, did we? We beaten in the semi-finals of the
semis of the
intermediate. Yeah, we didn't.
Bit of a trend here going, lads, isn't there?
Yeah, actually. I know, but that's how it went. I think I ended up going back. What happened then after that? I was kind of in and out with Tolka, and I didn't think Jay fancied me really too much, and playing right wing, playing left wing, playing right full, and I was never kind of settled there. And I think at the end of that season, then I was like, all right, I'm not going to play here. And I remember, who was it? Carl Murray was on to me. He was up at Ballymun, and he was saying, come up and sign with Ballymun. They were only at the win the quadruple. And I was like, I don't know. And he says, come on up. And Casey ended up bringing me, went up. I don't even think Casey really wanted to bring me anyway. I'd say it was more Carl Murray instigated, to be fair. But I done a training session or two with them, and I just didn't feel it. I was like, no, this team isn't for me. Not for me. And then this is one probably regret I have. Well, I don't know whether you call it regret, because then if I regret this, not doing this move, I probably would never have went to Crumlin. But anyways, Tranor Mitchell and Paul Usher were managing Sheriff at the time, and Sheriff were starting to come up. I think they were, is what you said, I think they were at the winning the league, winning a cup. And I met with them, went down then and played. I think I played a few games of Tommy Clements Cup with them. But same thing again, Jay Donoghue. You stayed at Tolka Crock. I don't know where you were. But Jay Donoghue, come on, go back up to WFTA. Didn't end up signing for Sheriff. Sheriff went on then and kicked on. Do you know what I mean? So I'm back at WFTA. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. Battling out, bleeding mid-table football then.
Yeah.
And that's it then. It happened there. WFTA.
So we came back from.
We all came back to WFTA then, didn't we? Daz, you came back. Darren
We
Moore
came
took
back
over.
Kildare.
We done
And-
Kildare, yeah. We
and
came
so,
back,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then was it Darren was in charge, was he?
Darren was in charge, yeah.
Yeah, and then my brother and I was there. Gav was playing. I think he was captain, wasn't he, at the time? He was doing well, and came back. Yeah, and then was it Christie took over after Darren, was it?
Christie before Darren.
Christie was before Darren. Sorry,
Yeah.
yeah. Gar Cooney and I was playing. Yeah, great player he is.
Yeah,
And
what a player.
yeah, so Christie was in charge. That's what it was, and we came back. I think that was done a couple of years then. Yeah, with Christie. Christie left there. I came in, and I think Jay Donoghue was the coach, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then that's when I ended up going to Sheriff then after that. Then yeah.
Doing it all.
Yeah. But another funny thing was though, I can't remember who said me is when you were left. He said, what's the point? What's he leaving for? He's only gone down the war on the bench. He's going to sit on the bench now. So that's the mentality people had.
I was hearing that from everywhere I was. I didn't even. Alan Riley was asking me for nearly a year.
He was playing the hall with him, didn't he?
He was asking me for it. No, I didn't even know Alan. I never met Alan until I played against. We played against him.
The first game of the season, wasn't it?
First game of the season. Yeah, I was away with my missus, and I stayed in on the Saturday night. That's where it all kicked off, and I stayed in. Came up on the Sunday morning down the country, and I played. And I actually played well. And then after the game, after the game was Jay was, well, I hear Jay was saying, I had a word with him a couple of weeks ago, a few drinks on me, and he was saying, Daz was out last night, he was pissed, he was shy today and all, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, do you know what I mean? And I had Alan ringing me and all, and I was like, fuck this, I'm not playing staying here. Like, so I actually didn't leave straight away. I didn't even want to.
You did. I remember you ringing me.
Cause more than
you were ringing me that
3 weeks
because you were saying, look, I don't want to leave. I want to stay here.
And
I want to sort this out with Jay and Dara.
I was happy enough after.
I don't think Jay and Dara
they never got in touch with me, so I was like,
I have
Alan
if they
Riley.
ring me, I'll stay. Like I want to stay at WFTA.
I had Alan Riley ringing me, Sheriff like ringing me, and then I was looking at the team, obviously Wacker Bones, John Lester, and I was thinking to myself, jeez, I don't know, like, do you know what I mean? I was like, fuck it, back yourself, like. So I went, I says to Alan, I go down, and then I was hearing all that then, you'll only be bleeding, chasing medals and doing this bollocks and all that. You'd be sitting on the bench, and to be honest with you, I went down, I was playing every game. Like, you know
Played the year, 4 years, isn't it?
No, second year.
Yeah.
So I went down, and to be honest with you, it was the best thing I ever done.
It
was the best thing I've ever done. They just suited me.
What did you win down there, Daz? I know you won
I
everything.
honestly couldn't tell you,
It's Premier A.
I won it all. In my first season, I won 8 trophies. So
In
my first season, I won every single thing I could win.
Yeah.
I won the FAI Junior, I won the Leinster Junior, the League, the Nivea, the Liddies. That's the 5 which are club. I won the Oscar Trainer, the AOL. I won the Tom Hand?
Tom
Hand.
Hand.
We played the intermediates.
Yeah.
We beat Avondale down there.
Yeah.
In Cork, we were actually brilliant that day.
The Tom Hand is whoever wins the
The
FA Junior.
Junior, it's like a cup winner thing, you know what I mean?
The intermediate.
So that was 7,
That's
and
right,
then obviously the Tommy Clements then as well. I know it's only a pre-season, was the only thing I could win. So I won basically everything I could possibly win was in my first year with them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, unbelievable.
So yeah, so that was it then, and then just kicked on from there. Like I don't think I lost my first game with Sheriff till the semi-final of the FAI Junior the next year was when I first lost the game with them.
Is knocked out.
We got beaten by Michaels down there. Yeah, it was like, it's mad. Like all the things you win and all. Like I remember all the losses more than anything else. Like it still kills me to this day. Like that loss.
Yeah,
we never showed up. It was down there. Lee Murphy wasn't in goal for us. We had little Ado. Like he was a good keeper. Like, but he's no Lee Murphy. You know what I mean? And I think he got lobbed bleeding by a man about 40 yards out and all. And I was fuming after the game. I'll never forget it. And we were walking off the pitch and I hadn't lost, like I hadn't lost with them yet, so it wasn't used. And
you
wasn't shaking their hands or anything. Like I was stormed off, like giving out to them all, and we all stormed off. And I'll never forget it. John O'Rourke stayed in the pitch and went around and shook all the hands. I know you had this thing about John O'Rourke before I went down, thinking like, he's a bleeding head case. He's mad. He's a wanker. Like, do you know what I mean? But he's actually not. He's the nicest person like
he is,
you
but
ever met. He is a head case, but
Yeah,
in a
yeah,
good way, you know.
Yeah, cool.
And he stayed on the pitch and shook all the hands.
Yeah.
And he came into the change room after the match. And we were all sitting there, and he ran amok, like, you know what I mean? Like, just give it all that when you win, like, you know what I mean? You have to give it all that when you lose as well. And I was looking at him saying, hey, who are you? Like, he was really, like, but I love that about him, like, you know, he'd call you every name under the sun. He was brilliant. He was unbelievable. He made my job easy. I swear to God. It was every game was deja vu. It was literally just get the ball, no matter where you were, around the corner. It was always just into John's feet and just run and just play it off. And every team was like coming up with ideas to stop it and all. They just couldn't stop it. Like, you know what I mean? He was a machine.
He was too good at the time.
Was it like fitting in then when you first went down though? Obviously,
I did.
Because I remember we played against Sheriff the week, when the first game of the season. Paulie lifted you over a little 2-footer.
Oh, we got Sean Murphy, I think, and then Paulie got me back in.
There you go, yeah. So you're going into that though. Was everything forgotten about?
It was
just
not.
football though.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. I went down and I knew the boys, but like towny lads and all. Like, so I went down and my first training session. I remember John was asking me out in the AOL a couple of times to go down, and I went down first training session. I was like, "What's the crack, John?" On Martin when I want, and he comes over and elbows me right into the chest, whack, right. So I go down home and tells like, "John, what the fuck?" Says, "Welcome to Sheriff, Dads." So I'm like, "What the fuck?" But my first season, I didn't really feel part of it. It was hard, like you know, like what the townies are like. You know what I mean? You sort of have to earn your way in with them. And they were all sound with me.
Close little knit.
That close knit, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you have to get in with it. Like, so John Lester, obviously me, John Lester and Keith Dunn, we were called the outsiders. That's what they used to call us, you know, the outsiders and all. Like, but like I started, it was a bit shy, like, so I mean, but it took me a while to get into it. It was the game that really got done it for me was the game in the first ever Aviva final, the FAI Junior. John Lester was sent off in the semis, so he was missing. So we had to play in the hold'em role. We used to play a 3-5-2, so we done the hold'em role. And there wasn't an intermediate match on after. It was the first ever Aviva, so it was us and Kabaric and Ireland were actually playing after. So we went to extra time penalties and the Irish game got delayed a bit. But I had a great game. Like, do you know what I mean? The game, a really good game. I was marking Towney and on. I done well. Went down to 10 men. We won it on penalties. Johnny Milady missed 2 penalties.
I remember that, yeah.
If you scored that penalty in normal time, like that's what I'm trying to say. Like, there's a lot of luck involved as well with winning. Like, you know what I mean? It's a fine line. Like the amount of times we won on penalties, and if he scores that game, we were down to 10 men. The 70th minute puts it wide. I remember Tony Kane and Joe O'Neill shouting in his face and all. And,
they used to do that, Sheriff, didn't they? If you missed a chance or if they scored, they used to. Paulie Murphy used to run by you going, "Whoa!"
Paulie, I started doing that. I started doing that. I
that.
remember like you'd be beating teams 5-0, 6-0 and all, and the 6th goal would go in. And not like usually a normal team just like jump back to the half line. Paulie Murphy would run past you, wow, shouting in people's face. Like, Paulie, what are you doing? It's like, fuck it, guys, you have to keep celebrating. So yeah, it was that game. I had a good game, and then after the game, then it was just like I just felt like, do you know what I mean? I belonged. Not that I belonged, but I felt like the players like saw that like
felt like one of them.
I felt like one of them.
Well, I felt like one of them that night down the clubhouse drink with them. Champion. I played against them next week.
Stop.
So what's the story then after Talca then?
Talca, I was at a bit of a crossroads, to be fair. I was nearly jacking in after Talca. Jake Kelly left.
Just fizzled out then, did it?
It fizzled out. Jake Kelly left, and there was a few.
You got on with Jay, didn't you?
I got on very well with Jay,
Yeah,
you know, and
it's
it's like one of them. You lose your manager, who's coming in now? And then it was Paul Doyle was the rumour coming around. Paul Doyle was coming in. I didn't know Paul.
Was he with Cherry Orchard before?
He was with the Orchard. He was at the doing well with the Orchard, and he was bringing in his own few players like a deal manager. He was bringing a load in from the Orchard, and I was like, where am I getting in here? Do you know what I mean? Like, as anyone else thinking, where do I play? Bringing in this fella.
Where every other season you're like, I'm with you, I'm comfortable.
I knew where I was in the team. I knew my role in the team, and it was a shake-up. I was like, I'm not sticking around here. I'm getting out of here. And to be fair, I was going to O'Devney. I was talking to Chandler, and I met up with Chandler.
I was with O'Devney then. I
met
remember
up, and obviously I'm from O'Devney. Chandler come and give me the big spiel. This is your club. This is you, and the usual.
Carlo witches as well.
Me and Carlo, we were leaving Talca. We were going to do it together. So we basically told Chandler, yeah, look, we'll sign for you.
Because you came out, we played a friendly in the AOL.
That's right.
Because Chandler's on to me going, I have them. And to be fair to John, he was at the building a good little team down there at O'Devney. That's what made me sign with O'Devney. Spanky was there, Stevie was there, Stevie Brown was there to going down, and he had plugs and all down there, Mark Higgins, who else, Barry Fox, Danny Joyce and all playing. He was at to have getting a good little O'Devney side time, and I think we came toward one in the first year. He kind of got them all together, and then we were nearly getting used to.
We went out to watch that. You were playing in the AOL, and he was
playing. I think it was a friendly,
and
he was telling me, I have them. They're coming out to watch the match now. They're just not playing, but I have them. They're signed. So we were all like, we're getting Crocket and Carlo. We'll go for this league. Like,
we were hearing it down the Sheriff. We were hearing that you were getting them and that you were going to be the challengers for us and all. Like, and we were like,
so that was what was happening with us. And then out of blue, out of nowhere, Spanky got offered to mock the second team job.
Right.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
Because Spanky was getting injured. He broke his leg with O'Devney, remember?
That's right. He broke his leg.
And then mocked the second side though.
Mocked the second side. Spanky was getting the job for. But obviously then Spanky had a word with the Mocked manager Brian McCarthy at the time. And he says, you should try to get me two brothers. They're going to O'Devney. They're going to O'Devney. So with that then I get a phone call to Blade and meet Brian, have a chat with him. And Brian's telling me, give us a year, pal, I'm asking you. I just can't get out of this division. The one under the Leinster Senior Top League. Just give us 1 year, just can't get out of it. Like, I'm at the telling you, I'm going to sign. Just don't do that yet. Just give us a game or two. Let us have a look and see what you think yourself. And we went up to mock this, and this is no word of a lie, with two steel containers as dressing rooms. You go up to mock this nowadays and you look,
it's like a League of Ireland.
It's a setup and a half. Like,
you can stand and everything now.
No, it's a great run club, you know what I mean. And so, cut the long story short, I laughed at Chandler then in the end. I said, look, I'm gonna play and give mock this a go. So I went to mock this. Ended up playing flying over there. Me and Carlo, we won the league. I don't think Mox has ever won a league. Like, they've won promotion, but never won a league.
She's won the league 1 under.
We won the league 1 under in our first year there. We got to I think it was a quarter or a semi-final. Talca beat us in the intermediate. I think it was 2-0 down there. Right. I think it was a semi-final. I think it was. I'm not sure whether it was a quarter or a semis. But we went real far, like, in the intermediate, and they were like, Jesus. So played with us then to stay on. Do you know what I mean? In the top league, I stayed on. So with that, I was able to pull a few players that was from Talca of last year. I was able to play like Brian Fitz, Dennis Morden. I was able to take Lee Dixon. I was gradually bringing players in with me then, and we were building something good in Mocktus. So the second year I was with Mocktus, it was only about staying up, because we only getting promoted, so we just hold around here, get a few more in. But remember being up in was it Letterkenny up in Donegal, is it?
Yeah.
Cockhill, is it, or something up there? Playing them in one of the early rounds of the FAI Cup. We got beaten up there, but remember being back at the bar and having a few points with the committee in there. I got on real well with the committee, and the committee was saying to me, what story, blah blah blah, and I says to them, I says, promise you, 2 more years, I says, we'll win a league. Just bear with it, like.
Yeah.
I'll get a few.
I'll get the bodies.
I'll get the bodies in, like, cause
basically Crocket started the whole revolution.
I heard you've done the blinky for the bleeding the dressing room.
He's a god up there.
So I just persevered on the phone, getting bodies in, getting players in, and like I said to you, it was a well-run club. They didn't want for that. Like Glenn Crowe and all was up there. Like Glenn Crowe actually played the year I was playing, still flying. So the next year, I think we won the league. That was the Leinster Senior League. We won it that year. Went far in the intermediate again. And then the following year, we won the intermediate. But while all this was happening, I was sort of taking a back step. Do you know what I mean? I got into managing the kids, and my uncle was playing football and all. So
you start fading away.
We start fading away. I probably was going training one night a week, then I wasn't even bothered going. I was training the kids Tuesday, Thursday, had a match Saturday with the kids. I was playing Friday night with Mocktus, and it was just getting too much.
Yeah.
So I started to take a little back seat, not even turning up, playing here and there. So when the intermediate cup final came, like I wasn't even sort of with Mocktus.
You stopped at Christmas time,
I was sort of stopped at Christmas. But they had a bad run of injuries, in fairness to them. I was still signed and I was still playing when I could if they needed a bleeding dig out. But unfortunately for some of the lads that didn't get to play in the final, they got injured. So that's how I ended up getting a place on the bench. Do you know what I mean? So I got to, was it the Aviva?
No, they played in Tala, didn't they, that year?
That's right. They played Leicester in the final over in Tala. Now I was on the bench. I didn't even go on, but that was the only little bit of silverware that I hadn't won in the whole of Leinster.
Because you had a Charlie, had a Metro
League. The league.
And in fairness, what you're at the saying there and what you've done for the club, I think you deserve the medal. You probably deserve to be playing in the final, but you weren't training.
I was sort of.
You deserve the medal.
Gone out of the scene. Do you know what I mean?
Though, as you said, there's two containers when you forced them there. When you walked away, they had the setup that they have now. So more or less the whole building of the club was you're around for.
Yeah,
that,
like in fairness to the club, they had everything. They had the back and they had everything. The timing of me and Carlo coming was exactly what the club needed. Yeah. They just needed to make that next step, get to the top league, and then after that, then they just kicked on as a club. And as you can see,
they're flying now, aren't they?
They're flying.
So Al, where did you go from?
I ended up going back to WFTA from Tolka, I think. Yeah, WFTA, Darren Moore came in. I actually loved Darren. I thought Darren was brilliant, but I actually felt sorry for Darren because he got WFTA at a time when they were kind of falling off and they weren't doing great. And do you know what? I was probably getting a bit sour for me. I was there too long, and I'm sure I was pretty irritable to a lot of people up there at times, because when it wasn't going great, I was running around moaning, saying it has to be better, and just, but all for the good of the club, really. Do you know what I mean? But the players weren't there. We were losing. We weren't great. I think we might have fought relegation. Got to pre-season, same again. Couldn't get the players in, and there I was trying his best. Fairness to him, I think Darren would have been a great manager if he had kept her up, and if he had someone in like as a coach in with him. Do you know what I mean, to help go further on? But he ended up saying, "No, look, I had enough." I wasn't really pulling me weight in pre-season. I was probably probably one of the main players and a senior player then, and I was just like, you know what, I have to go. I have to leave. Like I just had to, because I was saying to myself, it's too stale for me to stay here. I was there too long, too much of I'd say me giving out was probably
the toxic environment.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So I was saying to myself, I have to leave. So I think Darren left as soon as I knew Darren was gone. That was it. I was gonna leave. I think Higgy ended up taking over. Didn't he? Anto Higgins ended up taking over.
He was Saturday manager. He was, yeah.
I think Anto was the Saturday manager at WFTA, and then when Darren went, like there was barely a team. So they were on the verge of going.
He kept it together.
In fairness, Anto says, "Look, I'll step up, like, and I'll try." And he tried. He bring a good bit of the Saturday team in, and it just didn't happen. But I ended up going over to O'Devney because Chandler was on to me, then hounded me, and he was giving it all. Oh, we're gonna challenge Daz's team, Sheriff, and we're building a good team together. And in fairness, he did build a good team. I think we came third, beating in the semi-finals in Nivea, and then end up falling off. Then we had 2 years with O'Devney. That was it. I remember I broke my leg with O'Devney, broke my ankle, had an operation out for about six months, and then I think I got player of the year with that year with O'Devney. Yeah, I got player of the year, I think, with them. Broke my ankle, was out for about 6 months, and came back and signed for the Valley because the Higgies were up there. They were saying, just get back playing and blah blah. So done about 6 months up there. Chandler gets the Tolka job. Me, Murray, Keith Hanna, and that up at the Valley. John gives us a ring, gets the three of us down. And got the three of us down. To be honest with you, me and Carl weren't really too pushed, but it was Keith Hanna that was saying, "Oh look, I'll go." Like, so we end up leaving, going down to Tolka. Tolka were on the Jesus, I don't think they had any points. This is at Christmas time. Yeah, it was Christmas time, it's December. So the transfer window was kicking in. And John got the three of us down. No points. Got myself, Murray, Keith Hannah, plugs off of Devney, Mark. Put Mark and Murray straight in centre half. Took the captaincy off a player, Robbie McGuinness, gave it to me. Keith Hannah went in left full, and we just had a great. He signed a player called Lar Ivers. You remember Lar Ivers? Crock? Good player from Navan. He was playing up there with Navan, but a fucking smashing player came down. He played centre forward, so we had a great backbone, and we ended up winning 7 or 8 on the bounce, and got us out of the relegation zone. And then we start falling back into it. You know what I mean? He was at the building a good little team to kind of get us out of it, but to stay out of it was a different thing. Do you know what I mean? So we end up falling back into the relegation zone, and we were like 4th from bottom, 3rd from bottom, all the way till the end of the season. And got to the last game of the season, playoff for whoever gets relegated.
My favourite game I've ever seen in my life.
Was it that against Glebe? Yeah, against Glebe down there.
I was up in the bar. I was watching it. A fucking
So,
great match.
It was always whoever won. I think we only needed a draw to stay up. They needed a win. So you're all, you know what I mean, psyched up for them. I'll never forget a funny little story. We went down. We were driving down. Keith Hannah picked us up, picks me up, picks Carl up, and we're all a bit nervous going down in the car. Do you know what I mean? And I turned around and I said, you know what? I take to be up 3-0 at half time than me to score a last minute winner to win this game. Just to calm the nerves, just to know that we're safe. Do you know what I mean? And everything went quiet in the car for a second, and Carl Murray in the back goes, fuck that, score a last minute winner all day, right?
It's what you dream about as a kid though, yeah?
Yeah, and we went on to play the game, getting beaten, and winning 1-0, getting beaten 3-1 then. Last kick of the game, about 2 minutes to go, Carl Murray, bang, volley.
Yeah.
Bottom corner. The place, about 200-300 people in it.
My point went up in the air today, yeah.
I was down. We played the Liddy final that night.
That's right, with Sheriff.
It was Sheriff, yeah, and we had to think about on there because we were playing so many games, big games, and we never celebrated.
Yeah.
So we won.
You were sick of celebrating.
We won the Liddy final. It was a Tuesday, was it, or something?
Yeah, Tuesday evening.
Yeah.
Tuesday,
so
Wednesday.
Me and Mark Higgins were driving back, and we've got our winners' medals around us. You know what I mean? We're driving back, and we weren't going. None of the lads were going out. I'm just going home. I said, I was reading messages, I think, off him or Blade Nelson or whatever, and I was like, Tucker at the staying up, they're all down there in the gargle. I'm going now. It's a bit Higgins were in the middle of all.
He came in the Sheriff's tracksuits, yeah.
Medals and all, it was great.
And then Jackie was like, where are you? I had a few points down Tucker. Tucker at the staying up. I don't give a fuck. It is.
But yeah, when Carl scored that equaliser, you know, when you
yeah, no, he took the top came out.
Yeah, when you get your emotions are high. Now this is probably, even after winning things like leagues and all with Crumlin and cups and things like that, this is the best feeling I've ever had in football, and still probably my best night of football.
Up there now,
when Carl scored that goal, I'm not messing you, it was like euphoric, like the whole Frank Hugh erupted. Carl took his jersey off, thrown her on the ground, ran off. I seen Carl taking his jersey off. I took my jersey off. We all ran, and Carl jumped on his dad and his family, and Keith and all were there celebrating, and the whole team came over celebrating. But we didn't fucking realise we were booked. Carl was booked and I was booked. Ref comes over, yellow. Both of us sent off. 2 minutes to go in the fucking game. So me and Carl are at the fence, you know what I mean? The game resumes on and we're shaking the fence, screaming, come on, they get a free kick last
night. Yeah, near the halfway line, remember?
Clipped her over, someone got a flick on and it skinned the head off the post and went wide. The ref blew the whistle then, and just honestly the best feeling in football. I had.
I felt that as well though. I only went down for the points, like obviously to support the boys as well, but that goal gone, I felt it up in the back of your neck and all that. You'd seen the boys celebrating, Murray over there with his dad, hugging his dad and all.
Yeah.
Because we get to win the World Cup, or that's just to stay up, but that's what football means to people and emotions.
Yeah, the emotions were high, and even we were up in Frank Hugh having a few points and we were all celebrating, and I sat back and Carl was sitting beside me, and he looked at me and he says, look, this is unbelievable. And he goes, these things don't happen to people like us. You know what I mean? He says, this never happens to me. He says, we haven't won anything together. He says, but this feels like we're at the winning something. And I know 2 really close friends, and he was like, this doesn't happen to people like us. And we just sat back, had a point, and just looking at everyone celebrating, and it was brilliant. Still to this day, that was my best feeling in football, definitely. Yeah.
Great. So as we were talking before about Alan Riley, he said he kind of brought in the outsiders yourself, but that kind of kept you fresh and kept you going. And
I'll say something about Alan Riley.
Yourself,
I'll always defend Alan, like, not that he needs much defending, but you always get it's I don't know whether it's jealousy or not, but you always get from people, he walked into a great team, they had it all there and all. They had got a great team, they had a great team before them and they didn't do what they done. Do you know what I mean? Alan brought in, they had a great team and he brought in players to let the lads know that have been there for years. Look, if you're not pulling your weight, with somebody else here just as good or whatever to replace you, you know? So like he brought in Leicester, myself, Keith Dunn and Leicester were there before me, and then he brought in me and Kevin Lynch.
But he brought them in.
Yeah,
he brought them in. Like, I think he brought Leicester in. Leicester was his first player he brought in. Then he brought in Keith. Then he went after. I think Keno actually went down. He brought Keno in as well, and then he brought me in and Kevin Lynch. Me and Kevin Lynch went in the first night, like the first training session. I remember just like standing back and saying, "What's going on here? Like, this is ridiculous." Like, it was 18 players, and every player was just like. There was nobody bringing the session down. Do you know what I mean? Like, every player was quality. Just up there.
Joel's the coach down there.
Joel's, yeah, I'll get into him now in a minute. But so yeah, Alan brought that in, and like, as I said, my first year we won everything I could possibly win. He was still going out looking for players. He brought in Larko to freshen up. He brought in Tommy Dunn, who I think the year he brought him in, he had won the Leinster Senior League Player of the Year, and he brought him in. You know what I mean? Then he brought in Mark Higgins. Great player. He brought in, who else has he got? Stewie Glenn. Do you know what I mean? He just kept kept adding like quality players to it. You know, like it never dropped. It just kept getting better and better all the time.
I think that's what good teams need to do. Don't they? Every year is just get 2 or 3 in. Two players.
Alan Riley was brilliant at that, knowing exactly what he just needed to bring in. Didn't need to bring in. He could have brought in anyone he wanted. Like,
when you're winning though, it's easy to bring players in.
Yeah, I know, but he just brought in like, just where do I need to strengthen up this position, this position, not to upset anybody. You know,
but getting the right player is the main thing about it. You know what I mean? Like, so him adding in, say, Stewie Glenn or Larko or
he brought in them boys to take the pressure off John. Like, do you know what I mean? But then John wanted to play every minute of every game, so the boys were like, do you know what I mean? Some of them were sitting on the bench a bit.
And like I said, freshening it up.
Yeah,
just like everybody's pushing then, and
he just knew what the team needed. Like, even bringing me in, like there wouldn't have been many managers that would have looked at me and brought me in. Like, do you know what I mean? I wouldn't be the type of person that'd stand out. But Alan knew what I could give the team. He knew I suited them, you know, like I just keep the ball, keep the team ticking. So he knew, like, and he brought me in.
I remember you saying to me when you first went down to Sheriff, probably after a year, we were actually on a flight over to Benidorm, I think. And
I
you were
remember
saying,
that, the two of us are pissed at the plane.
Mention that fucking name.
But you were saying it's mad because obviously I had the chance sometimes to leave WFTA and never did, and you did, and then looking at you winning all them cups, you're kind of looking at you going, jeez, I probably should have done it. And you're saying it's mad, Al, when you surround yourself with 16, 17, 18 top quality players, you get better.
Yeah, see, some people like to be the big fish in a small pond. I was never like that. I wouldn't be the type of person on the pitch that got on the ball and beat loads of players and no stand out by doing something. I just do my thing. So down at Sheriff, I wasn't afraid of playing with good players because I knew I could, and it was easier for me. It made me better, you know. But it was just because they just kept the ball, which is that suits me down to the ground.
I remember bumping into Lee Murphy as well before some time, and he said exactly what you're kind of saying there. I never knew how good Daz was till he came with us. Like, played against him loads of times, he says, but when played with him, he says he's had to be in there.
The amount of times I played and heard that battle by people, it's just because I wouldn't stand out. It's just when I just do my job, you know what I mean? And it just suited me. It was perfect down there. Everything was perfect. Like, and people just say like what you doing training? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, what? Like, we didn't do much. We just usually show up on a Tuesday, do a bit of running, gain possession, and a match at the end. On a Thursday, it was a warm up and a match. That was it. And then I always used to, like, you know, on Thursdays we just have a match for an hour.
And you're just worried about yourself.
Just have a match for an hour. And it was a harder game than playing on a Saturday or on a Sunday. Like, do you know what I mean? I used to say, like, Alan would say, pair yourself off. So midfielder with a midfielder, one and a bit one, like, against each other. I used to like go against Wacker or Bones. I'm saying, like, I'm not going to play against anybody better than them on a Sunday. So, like, do you know what I mean? This is going to be a tougher test. Test myself, like, you know. So yeah, so that was it. Like, and then as you said, Joyelsy was just. Everybody down there played that part, chalky, like, you know. But Joyelsy was very good at managing me. He knew what to say, you know what I mean. Like, Alan done his thing, but at half time at every game, Joyelsy used to come over to me and he'd say, if I wasn't playing great, he'd say, you can do better, and that's all he had to say to me. And I was just like, right, I'm going out here to do well, to step up for him, you know. Or if I was playing well, he'd just give me a pat on the back and say, well done, you keep going.
That's all he had to say. He just knew how to manage me. You know what I mean? It was perfect. He was.
Some players need certain
man management. You know what I mean? Some people need to
don't
kick
they?
up the house. Some people need an arm around the shoulder. You know.
Some people need to take it off.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how it went anyway with Sheriff. That's down
it
there.
was down there. Yeah. So.
What is there one trophy or one medal? Obviously, the force of everything is the one. It's the one that stands out for you and say, "Fuck,
the force of Eva.
Yeah,
the force of Eva was the one.
Some
My
experience.
that was my second one I won with them. The first one was the week before we played the Leinster Junior against Kilbarrack, and Kilbarrack. I loved playing Kilbarrack, but I hated it as well because there was very little between us. And we just got the edge every time.
I think the same again. We spoke about to see the winning mentality and the winning DNA in the
that's
team.
The thing.
Gets you over the line.
That's the thing that I got with Sheriff. Like the first game was the first one was the Leinster Junior in Dalymount Park. So I was shit myself because I'm like down a Sheriff. If we lose this, you know what I mean? Like I need to get that one. Just to get that one winners medal, you know what I mean, and then I'll relax.
So you're not coursing.
So do you know what I mean? Yeah. You think, oh, for fuck, because then I knew the Viva was the week later, and we were playing the same bleeding team in 7 days. So we beat them. I think it was only 1-0. So, scrappy, horrible game. Keith Dunn got the winner, and then we played them in the Aviva the next game. So the first one was a big one, but the Aviva, the FAI Junior, you know how big that is. You know what I mean? Like that was people still talk about like when you win it, like Stevie Hannett and all people from Fingers, like. It's a big one to get your hand on, you know what I mean? To win it 3 times, like, do you know what I mean? Like that was like, it was that was the big one, yeah. And the fact that we played well down to 10 men, like, do you know what I mean? They asked me to take a penalty. I said, no fucking way. Like,
Not that though, you had a chance to hit the ball. Right?
Nelson says this to me all the time. Right? He says this to me all the time.
Perfect.
Hold on a second. There was the extra time, and we got a corner.
Last
the ball
kick of the
comes
game.
out to me, and I could have volleyed it. Right, we were down to 10 men. There was about a minute left, so he says, if we get these to penalties, we're going to beat them. We knew it because we had Lee Murphy go. We never lost on penalties. I never lost one penalty shootout down there, right? Never lost one. So the ball came out to me. So instead of shooting, so the keeper, if I fluffed it, the keeper catches it, they'll score. This is what I was thinking. Went back out to the corner. 1 minute left, waste of time, go to penalties.
Yeah.
Nelson was like, yeah, but you could have scored one. I said, but I did win the game.
Hit the fucking ball, hit and see.
Hit it.
Yeah, you don't put your ticket, you don't win the Poxy Lotto. Hit
it.
Hit it.
He's sitting in the stands telling me how to bleed play.
Put the hook in the hand. Yeah, locked.
Yeah, so I had
to lose one of my flip-flops.
5-6 years I run down there, yeah, and then it just sort of fizzled out then towards the end. What was it? Yeah, fucking.
So we put the number in medals. What are we saying now?
20 something. I won the league.
Just with Sheriff.
Yeah, I won the league every single year. I won the FAI Junior 3 times.
What just win 6 in a row or something?
Yeah, well, they had one or two before me as
Before
well.
that,
Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? I don't know what it was. Couldn't tell you. I honestly don't know how many medals I have. Never thought about it. Like, I don't know. I
think Davy Kane said this as well. I know the same. I think Sheriff are that team that you had were the best junior team that ever.
I honestly believe that because, like I said, even in training, like you'd be playing a match and you'd be looking at the bench and there'd be Tony Kane, not just like say I was playing me, say me at the midfield was me, Lester and Bones, right, or Wacker. So on the bench you'd have Tony Kane, like on his day, probably one of the best players I've ever seen.
Yeah, definitely.
Bones Murphy. Like, or if Bones was playing, or Wacker be on it, or I'd be on it, like, do you know what I mean? That would be
every single player
every single player
would play in any team.
You could pick a different starting 11 and it wouldn't affect the team, like, you know what I mean? It was unbelievable. It was. I've never seen anything like it. Like, it was all through the squad. But Lee Murphy and goal, like as good as we were, without him, we could have lost a couple of things. I think so, because I never lost a penalty shootout with them. We used to win games, like the amount of games we won the last couple of minutes of a match. It was like Paulie Murphy, like getting goals like in the 90th minute and all. Like we had this winning mentality where I remember playing against Kilbarrack out in, I think it was the Liddy final, and they were 2-0 up, and it was the 88th minute, and I never panicked. I still believed
you knew you were going to win.
I knew it. We scored 2 goals, got them the penalties, and I went to 22 penalties. So I took the 22nd. I went right to the 11. I was like, I'm not taking one. They missed, like Crocket, put me boots on.
Great feeling, isn't it?
So yeah, like the winning mentality that just you develop down there, like no matter what was going on in the game, I always believed we were going to win.
Yeah.
Always, like, just we could score goals from anywhere. Anto Kavanagh would get ahead, or Kevin Lynch, Paulie would score. Like it just, I don't know. It was unreal. I do believe that it's the best junior football team of all time. I do. Like I don't think I ever lost to a Leinster Senior League team. Like we beat Avondale twice in a month. They had won the Intermediate Cup 3 years in a row, which means like
I think they done 4.
Yeah. We went down there in a month and beat them twice in Cork. Do you know what I mean? Like that has to say something.
It speaks for itself. Yeah. Yeah.
So Dave, where were you at your happiest? What club? No, listen. Like, obviously, you were mocked this long
good
stint.
spells with all the clubs I was with. As I said, I started out with Maryland was a couple of years. Finglas, so my home club, loved it. When I went to Talcott, I loved it. 5-6 good years down there. Like I said, mocked this then. I just clicked, but mocked this then.
Sounds like it already. The way you talk about talking to the boys and having a point.
Like
Mocked I think I like say the likes of Crumlin, not real family authority
club. Like they're just tight knit. You go in, you want for nothing. Like
it feels like that when you play against them. You know it's like that sort of club.
Yeah, so it's very hard for me to pick one now. To be fair, because I had good 6 years down with Talcott where it was very good. And
like not even playing football and winning things, you don't have to be happy. It's just like something you're like, fuck it, I'm happy to be a part of this and all. Yeah. But when you're talking about there, I think Mocktus would have been.
Mocktus, Mocktus as well was very enjoyable for the years I was there. Like, you know what I mean? It was good taking them from that level. Do you know what I mean? And being a part of that to get them to where they are now. Like it means a lot. Like, do you know what I mean? So probably Mocktus, loved it down there.
In your time at Mocktus, you scored an awful lot of game winners, didn't you? Like more so than you would have been, say, with like Talcott and things like that, didn't you? Like,
yes, I felt that because the only ones I can remember. I can't go back that many years, but yeah, it just feels like Mocktus for the last few years. Like there was plenty of big goals there. Like Barry, me and you had plenty of bleeding games, me at Crumlin.
Yeah, against each other. Yeah.
I was only looking at a clip there the other day going through my Twitter page. Do you remember we were there?
I know what you're gonna say. Hey.
You got sent off,
was it? You must have got sent off.
You got sent off. You kicked out at Dennis.
Semi-finals of the Charlie Cattle.
We were 1-0 up, and then 2-1. I think it was 1-1 or 2-1 at the time. It was a draw at the time, but a ball came over my shoulder. Do you remember this?
Cracker.
And I caught the thing on the volley from about 35 yards, and I went bang off the crossbar, and I went about 5 yards over the line and came back out. That was to go 3-1 up, I think, at that time. It was only about 15-20 minutes.
Might have been leading 2-1, yeah.
It was only about 15-20 minutes, and I hit the crossbar and it bounced back out, and he didn't give it, and we went on to lose the game again.
we were down to 10.
Down to 10.
I got sent off in the first half, about 20 minutes in. Same, I think. Do you know what happened that day? Actually, right? It was semi-finals of Charlie Cattle. I had the ball down the right, and I tried to knock. I think Dennis Moran came running over to me, and I tried to knock it by him. Right, I tried to knock it by him. Now, this is prior to the little incident that happened, and I tried to knock it by him and hit it a good bit by, and then sprint past him because I was looking at Dennis Moran and I was saying, I'll go by him here, right? Yeah. But I hit it past him, and he kept up with me, and he ended up getting to the ball, and he went, ha 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 ha, and sniggered at me, right? So I was pissed off, and the hot-headed little bleeding prick that I could be on the pitch then. Ball got played across. I let the ball come across my body, and it went out for a throw. But he carried on and dove in and kind of caught me on the ankle. But the ref wasn't blowing a whistle because obviously I didn't go down or anything. But me being stupid and not thinking where I'm at in the stage, right? This is crumbling. We're in the semi-finals of Charlie Cattle. Quarterfinals of the Metro, we're on top of the league.
In the quadruple.
We're in the quarterfinals of the intermediate, right? So we're going for the 4 cups. I'm playing, I'm in the team. What do I do? I go and push my foot and stamp down on Dennis Moran's foot. And in the video, you see this little shit coming running across, screaming at the ref, see what he done. But look, it was my fault.
Friends of football.
Yeah, I used to do that with Gavin when Gavin was playing with
you do it.
I remember playing against him a couple of times. We were down the AOL, and I think I stood in the back of his heels and I was up there. I was like, Darren, what the fuck are you doing? I was like, I don't know you for the next 20 minutes. And then he went in and a tackle. I think he was on a yellow card and he broke somebody up, and I was in front of our bench and I ran over. I don't know who the referee was. I think it might have been Larkin. So I was like, oh, get that dirty cunt off the pitch.
But you do, I'd have done the exact same.
The minute cross that line, that's it. All shit goes out the window.
Yeah. But I got sent off, right? We were actually in the semi-finals of the intermediate. Sorry, not the quarters. I got sent off. And I'm walking off the pitch and I'm at to realising what I'm at to doing. I'm at to fucking the team up here. Dude, we're going to get beaten here. We're not going to make it to the Charlie final. I'm at to get myself out of the team. We've a semi-final next week at the intermediate. I'm fucked here. We're going for the league.
Get all
Like,
for a bit of vengeance
and
or
I'm going,
revenge.
what am I at the
Yeah.
doing? Right, so I went into change room. The boys came in at half time. I'm sitting down. I was at getting a shower, and my tracksuit had my head down, and I looked up, and James Lee is sitting across from me, and he just looks at me, and like James is usually aggressive, and he just looks at me and goes, "What are you doing?" And I swear to God, it just hit me there. I was like, I'm fucked. I swear, this is no word of a lie. I got into my van. We ended up coming back. Walshy scored, and Alan McGreal scored 2 fucking worldies. And we ended up winning the game 3-2, got us through. At the end, Martin says, Barry, he goes, you owe all these lads a drink for the next time we're out and whatever else. And I jumped in the van, and I'm driving out of Potterstown, and I swear to God, I cried on the way home. I cried in the van on the way home, saying, what am I at to doing? The following week, didn't play the semi-finals of the intermediate. Didn't play.
That's it's.
Do you know what I mean? And
On the
didn't
edge.
play the intermediate semi-final. Didn't play the intermediate final. Basically took myself out of the team.
Yeah.
Basically, you know what I mean? And it was upsetting. I have to say, no, it was.
How did you didn't touch on how you went over to Crumlin? How'd you get over there?
What happened was we were at the getting relegated the second year with Tolka. I was kind of a bit in limbo. I was after having 2 really good years with Tolka, like probably 2 of the best years I've ever had in football. Kind of made a name for myself in Leinster senior. I was playing centre field, playing really well. And I think the Cherry Orchard man, I think Deco Heave was managing Cherry Orchard. He gave me a shout, met up with him, and I was like, Cherry Orchard were okay, do you know what I mean? But I wanted it to either go to a top team. And Croc was on to me, and Brian was on to me to go to Moctus. And Brian gave me a shout a few times. I was like, yeah, I'll come over for a training session. But I don't know what it was that was not wanting me to go. I bumped into Danny Loughlin, was the assistant manager over in Crumlin. I bumped into him in a plumbing shop. And Danny says, what are you doing next year? And I was like, I don't know. He says, don't know whether to go up to Moctus or whatever. And he goes, would you come to us? And I was like, go to Crumlin. It's like, fucking right. I says, yeah, I would. And he says, I'm going to get married. Well, Crumlin, yeah. Did they win the league the year before? No, I think Bluebell won the league the year before. But anyways, he went over and told Martin Barrett's leaving Tolka. He's not staying. Martin gave me a ring. And that was it. It was as soon as I went out, I was planning on going up and doing a training session with Moctus. And I done 1 training session and 1 match with Crumlin. And that was it. As soon as I went in to train with Crumlin, the first training session, I says, that's it, this is me.
When you just see
felt
games
it.
like that, you're just like, yeah, this is.
I just felt it, you know what I mean? Felt it. And I remember Brian ringing me going, you're right, because he tried to sign me the year before with Tolka, and he was going, that's fucking twice now I'm at the sign, man. Yeah, I'm trying to sign you and you wouldn't come over. But it turned out to be the best thing I could have done. And then when I talked back there to that time when I said I didn't sign for Sheriff, I would kind of have that as a regret. But maybe I wouldn't have ended up at Crumlin.
Exactly, yeah. So obviously, but look at what happened. You met some fella that I know through football in a plumbing shop. And then obviously then you made the best decision of your life. Then you went over there. So it's these little things.
And it worked out. I think we won the Charlie Cattle then in my first year.
Do you know what we were like in the group chat when you won it? You fucking finally won.
Stop that. We were in.
I was there.
Daz was at the final.
I was there. I remember us talking to Barrett. We were on the plane. I think was at the same time I was saying to you like about winning things. I was saying, but just back yourself. You know what I mean? When you're with class players and all, it's different. Like, and they'll bring out the best in you. I says, when you win that first trophy, Barrett, I'll be there. And I was down in Tolka Park when the Shells play. And I'm on the side of the pitch. I don't know what score he was.
We won on penalties.
Yeah, penalties.
Yeah.
I still had the picture somewhere.
Have it on my phone.
As soon as the final whistle went on, I ran on it, grabbed Barry.
He goes, wait, let me get the picture. And he tucks out, we have a selfie of me and Daz, and I'm holding the medal in my Crumlin jersey. But yeah, and then the year after, then we end up having an invincible year. We won the league unbeaten. It was probably the best squad of players I've ever been around anyway. That was the year I got sent off against yours. We won the league and the Metro that year. League unbeaten, beaten in the intermediate final, beaten in the Charlie Cattle final, won the Metro, won the league. So we could have won it. We could have won it all. Just didn't perform in the Charlie Cattle final, and then didn't perform in the intermediate. They were the 2 games that we didn't perform in the whole season. The year later, then kind of, you know yourself, it's hard to retain, and then you get close. Came second the year later
in the intermediate final.
Avondale beat us.
They just thought that.
Always there. Now Avondale beat us with Tolka as well in the semi-finals as well. So I've beaten a couple of times in semi-finals of the intermediate, and then got to the final, but I didn't play the final because I was at the fucking myself up a couple of weeks before getting into the team, which was a big
What
regret.
when you done that now? Like, you weren't a kid, you're probably.
No, 33, 34.
So
like.
even though you learned your mistakes, so
22.
you're doing that all your career, but it's
I
just in you though,
I
isn't it?
played like that. I'm like,
Yeah, as you
I'm
said,
sure
some said
I
it's plays
regret-
on the line. Yeah,
I
It's on
regret-
edge, yeah,
Yeah, plays
that's
on
the way
edge,
you
sorry.
play.
yeah, I regret of loads of things what I done on a football pitch, being aggressive and tackling and pinching and moaning and giving out.
It won't be you though. Yeah,
But honestly, I would not be able to play football if I didn't
Yeah.
play like that.
Yeah.
So I
Aggression.
had to. I had to.
That's the way you play the game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
and I had to. And look, I had great years, won everything with Crumlin and Bar, the intermediate. So I done everything I needed to do, bar win. I would have loved to play that intermediate final. It still kind of haunts me to this day. But it's a regret I have because it was my own regret. It wasn't as if an injury kept me out or something like that.
or else you got bombed for the sake of
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
bombed. There's a reason behind
Yeah,
it. Jim,
exactly.
and
Yeah. But
it
no,
just
look,
have consequences,
they were
isn't it,
me.
bro?
It's a nice story, isn't
Yeah.
it? Oh, a few of us started off with English United, moved elsewhere, got a few trophies, and we're back here now.
Yeah.
Apart from
hold on,
Nelson.
hold on.
We haven't got the Nelson yet.
What was the title we used, Crocket? Nice guys finished last.
And here's Nelson.
Yeah. But yeah, look, that was the best probably time in my career anyway was with Crumlin because I loved it over there. Now I have them and WFTA are definitely my clubs. I think that someday I'll be back at Crumlin no matter what it'll be. Well, I'll be getting back into coaching. Obviously, won't be playing now, but yeah, I'll always have them in the highest regard. Anyway, it was brilliant.
Very good, yeah, very good. As you said there, we all kind of went our separate ways at a certain extent, but we're all kind of back together. I'm coaching with Daz now up of Montpellier. You two boys are playing for Finch United, so
Yeah,
I said we'll always come back to
Yeah,
behind each other again, Jim.
like we're back here now. Well, I was with them for a year and a half now.
Me and you played with them again, didn't we?
Yeah, we
for the first season,
we
yeah.
were there, Nelson.
Yeah.
Got
Promoted.
promoted we actually won the league last year in the last game of the
Yeah.
season. Actually,
No, sorry, that's the best match. Well, not the best. See the way you went, literally from Christmas.
that was like
The run you went on.
15 game unbeaten.
yeah, to put that run together because
When was the last time you heard that? Last time you heard that was when we done it under 16s. We won the league and we beat
Really, yeah.
Stella Maris.
yeah,
It was-
it was we
Did
had
you
a
win
bad
every
start to the season. To be fair,
Yeah.
I think we lost the first three, similar to this year. Actually, at the minute, it's going to be harder to put a run together like that again. But 15 games unbeaten, like Daz said, you just get into the habit of winning. It is hard. You just think you're unstoppable going into every game. Then you can't be beaten.
Yeah.
And that's just the mentality we had then going into the game after game, next game.
And the
We
one that
won't
kicked
lose.
us off was a last minute winner. Dean Thomas scored.
Yeah,
Last minute
that's
winner.
right.
Killick's a winning mentality, and I think big time.
Up
to
here,
kick us
that's
on
right.
up here.
So to put that win together
And a cup final, he's got it as well. Yeah.
and to go unbeaten for 15 games, to win it on the last
Yeah.
game of the season, these are only young blitz.
Yeah.
Like these can play together 5, 6, 7 years. Like these stick together, good chance to get into the top league within a few years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Bringing in the likes of Al and myself, when yourself was there, Nelson, the bit of experience for the lads. That's why I'm there. Hopefully now.
But there's good schoolboy structure in here. That's what clubs like that need. And then to be filtering through, you get one or two players. You're not going to, obviously, the outsource and going to get players from kind of in town or Blankstown, kind of dilutes the passion for that you have the club, because them boys are each other since schoolboys.
Yeah.
And the passion that you have every
They're
week.
growing up
is-
together
yeah.
nearly and,
A
and
lot of
playing
them
with each
play
other for
schoolboy.
years. Like so.
And
that's what
being
they have,
up
like-
here now actually feels like that time when we were all with WFTA. It has that kind of sort of resemblance
all
to
the
it.
friends together
All the
just want to
friends,
win
they're all
and
That was my
mates.
happiest
play.
time with football was
Yeah,
now. And it
same,
looks
yeah.
I love playing beside Vinny McCarthy. And I know it was Saturday football and he came in and played Sunday football. Love playing
All
it.
them fingless
the
kind
fingers
of
are,
lads.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
It's
where
a bit
me and
what
Al
we're
are,
doing
but
now,
we're still there now at the minute, hanging in there,
Hanging
hanging on
in
to
there.
our coattails.
I think
Afraid to let go.
Another year left. isn't it?
Where did it kind of go for you then, Nelly? After we spoke about us three kind of heading off and winning trophies. I know it was a little bit of a
We
different
minded
story
the gaff.
with you.
I kept the house set for all those boys to come
You
back.
kind of stayed with
I kicked about like I played a year with Griffith. AUL Sunday, senior Sunday. I loved that though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, fucking standard was good. Good few players down there now, but I was in limbo. I think I was a good schoolboy player, and I kind of had about 2-3 years good at senior football, and then from that on I just kind of
faded.
plateaued into just average then. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I was down to Talca for a year and a half or something. Then I was going to that club. Always came back to WFTA. It's always some.
Yeah,
then when Mellows
rebound.
was here, come back. Like came back. So as I said, we're always mid-table or relegation. But I enjoyed it. But that time that we had all of us together, the first year with WFTA, I think that was the happiest time I had. Like,
Yeah.
other than that,
And
then
you were
like, senior
flying that
football, I
year.
don't think I could have done a lot more senior football. Took a bit more serious. Like, but
I think so as well. Like even when you look back and read that article there and what it says like about you, saying it's a case of when,
yeah.
a matter of when for you to get called up.
I don't think it was a manager's dream, and at the best times because the way I played football, kind of run out with the back of the
Step
ball.
overs.
Yeah, step overs. I think.
You'd give Jerry Smith a heart
I think if you know what I mean in the Viva and you're telling him to shoot 120 yards, but if that was me, I would probably be screefed off at that stage. But
I remember.
honestly, I'd never change the way I play football. I said I never changed the way I play. Like fucking, if I did, I don't know. Listen, if some buts and everything else, but
Yeah.
I don't think you could. You could never change the way
No.
you played. Even at UCD, P. Martin played for the first team, remember?
yeah,
And he played against, was it Rovers, was it?
Rovers in the
And he was marking Neil Finn. He was man of the match.
No, it was
first half.
Trevor Malloy, I think it was.
Trevor Malloy was, and he says to him before the game, like this is what P. Martin said to him. He says, when you get the ball, he says, I just want you to go long with it. And I know it's a horrible thing to say, but like people are getting paid, that's his job, you know what I mean? So he says, when you get the ball, I just want to see if you can do it. So Nelson's having the best game of his life. I swear to God, Crocket, right? Heard it.
Yeah.
And he's playing well. Trevor Malloy played down brilliant. 40 minutes go by. Nelson gets the ball. All he has to do is head it out, takes it on his chest, takes it down. Nelson, get rid of it. Another touch, get rid of it. Puts the ball through somebody's legs, pass it into the midfield. Done brilliantly.
Yeah.
Half time, P man, off. Says you couldn't do what I asked you to do. You did, you couldn't do it. Like,
Yeah.
That's
But there you go. You never would change. Like, and you.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, like you were a pure footballing centre half, and you could
This
play.
day and age, Nelson.
Nelson,
Yeah,
No,
All
honestly,
ballers now.
yeah. Like you'd be dropping deep and you'd be driving in with the ball, which was like an unbelievable asset that you
Yeah.
had to drive into that space, like,
Yeah.
and get the team up forward or
just
up
has
the
that in his
pitch.
head. Don't know what do you be singing when you're running with the ball.
But yeah, the both is are over with Montpellier now.
Yeah,
Second
it
year at
is.
Montpellier Saturday side.
Yeah, the first season we done it. Yeah, we kind of came in pre-season last year with about 30 players, so it was kind of hard. We kind of this year we started off with 16, 17. We got the cup final last year, but this year we started off very well with 4 from 4. I think we've conceded 4 goals and scored some 18 goals. So it's starting off well because we started off with a kind of 18 that we had. We kind of brought in a few players that we wanted. Even though it's Saturday football, listen, you want to play, you want to do the best, whatever level you're at to go. So I think that's the starting of your managing career. So where it ends up, we're going to go.
Playing or trading the right way, I think. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
managing and playing, it's gas. You play football the whole life, and then when you stand on the sideline, it's just completely different. Like you look at the game differently and all.
You can only impact it so much as a manager. As a player, you can actually get in there and do stuff. Obviously, do a run from centre half. I know, but as you said, Crocket, the turn in the box there, fucking, you whip the ball in or something, you can do that. But as a manager, you're trying to get what you want
almost
into someone else, and if your brains are the same as their brain, it's not going to happen.
I'm loving it now. I'd say I love it. I love it.
Do you think you'll go?
Yeah,
like,
we're
keep
going to keep going.
managing,
Yeah, but then that's what I say. We're playing our trade. We done like Saturday team and all, but they're good lads. We've a good team. And
It's
last
a
year,
great car down Montpellier, isn't it?
yeah,
Well,
it's a great club. It is. Yeah, it's a great club. I played one year for them. Played 1 year for them under Chandler. It was good. We won the league, and then we got into me and Nelson. Obviously, took over the Saturday team, but. Yeah, I think I have to start somewhere, don't you? Like, do you know what I mean? I wouldn't like to go jump in like with a like, you know what I mean?
Like a
first,
top, yeah,
like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Look, to be honest, I think if we did, or anyone like us, that like you'd be chewed up and spit out. You really would. You really
just
would.
think we're going about it the right way, like, do you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, Crocket, you're the managing the kids. Would you go back into it? Or not the kids? Would you go senior? Would you?
No.
It's a bit harder. You
Crocket
think
doesn't train anyways.
Yeah.
I haven't got time.
the kids are
Nah,
a
but
little bit easier though.
Kids are
the
harder.
kids, I got roped into the kids like everyone else probably does. If you're young players and you're up training, you bring them to training, you're there Tuesday, Thursday, match Saturday. You're basically there. So I got roped in. The managers, when my uncle played, were leaving. There was no one else to take over. I was like, sure, look, what's Tuesday, Thursday? I'm there anyway. One thing led to another. I think 4 or 5 years was that done them for.
Yeah, easily.
I've done them, I think, from 10s up to 16s, 17s. Hard work. It's a lot of time, effort. Like you're forced up, laying out. Your last going, picking up cones. Like as
I was very
a player,
surprised even you went into. I know you, as you said, you got roped into it, but and when I used to come out and help you sometimes with coaching, but I couldn't believe how much he loved it
yeah,
because you never really loved. You do love football, but like for the likes of training and things like that, sometimes you never didn't like doing pre-season training or Christmas
like
playing messes and all.
like well, Tuesdays and Thursdays I just like doing my own thing, coming in, just chilling out. And the last thing I wanted to be doing was play training. But I just talked to it. Just as I said, I looked to see my young fella up there, and that's a different story, isn't it? Going up and you seeing him happy and playing football, that's all you want. So that's how I end up sticking it out. And in fairness to him, then he got a bad injury. He got an injury there that he was on the 13s or 14s only, and he done his cruciate like bad. So that had him out then for still out. Hasn't came back to play football now.
He's done the rehab at all now. It was just
he started rehab for a few weeks, 3 or 4 weeks, paying his arse for it. Like
he's at that age, trying to get them to do rehab.
He wouldn't do it. No interest in it. And saying that, I got him up there, was probably 6 weeks ago, was it?
Yeah, up to fingers.
I brought him up to the seniors, up to the second side.
Yeah.
And he was at there in a couple of sessions. Barry gave him a half.
Played really well.
He blown. And for a young place, 17 years, 16, not doing that for 2-3 years. Blown. Right, lovely. Back up, tall Adam. Went out then on the Sunday. That was the match on the Saturday. Went out with his mates on the Sunday. Up onto the actual up here in Larney. Rolls over on his ankle. Those the ligaments in his ankle.
Ligaments, so.
He only started an apprenticeship. Out work for a bleeding week. He says, "You know what? I'm not going back playing football. I can't keep dealing with these injuries." So that's him now done at that bleeding age, 17.
So easily happens.
So that's, and to be fair, when I was managing, I had a good little side, very good little side. We were going to win the league in the major, one off the top. This is only a couple of years back, and they were getting to the age where 15, 16s, some of them out playing, pulling boards and whatever else at that age. You know what I mean? And I 3 matches left. I think we were second or third in the league, but we had a game or 2 in hand. If we won a game in hand, we go point clear. 3 games to go. So look, lads, win yours 3 games. Just you'll win the league. Second last game. 9 players on the Saturday morning.
Yeah, joke.
Ringing players. Where's this fella? Knocking down to people's houses, trying to drag them out of bed to make the bleeding 11. End up going out to play Castleknock, who are down there like nearly relegation. Drawing 3-3. Fucked us up. Lost the bleeding league by a point or 2 in the end. I said, you know what? Done.
Yeah.
I'm not going out bleeding. Put me day Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and then these fuckers can't even bother their arse to come up on the Saturday morning or even ring
it. The 14s team that had that lads on turned up was like, good luck. And then took on the 8th team then.
That was the end of that. And then I ended up going back playing with them myself. So happy days. Yeah.
That's the end of that. Right, we'll skip into something and we'll try and go real quick with it. Right, we'll just do probably a little couple of questions and that's it. We'll go first at Daz. Have you any regrets?
No, I do. I think not taking it more serious and really,
football in general.
Yeah, just in general, like really giving it a go. I've done like there was a time period when I was 17s, 18s, 19s when I was playing with Belvo and the Irish team and all. Like I really had a good, not a chance, like
of
just
going
to
across.
Give myself. But then after that, when I was playing with UCD, I had a bit of an attitude then, and I didn't really put my heart and soul into it. I thought like I'll just show up and whatever, like, do you know what I mean? And then I think if I had to put more work and effort into it, I might have made something out of it. I don't know though. Like, I don't really have many regrets now. Like, that'd probably be the only thing. That I never really fitness and running and all. You know, it wasn't my bleeding thing. You know, so I just like I love football, but I hate running.
You never trained outside of football.
I never put the extra hours in. I was just like show up, do my training, and go home. And I think I should have maybe gave it a bit more effort. But that'd be the only thing. No, I don't really have. Other than that, no.
Nelson, any regrets?
No, no. I love football too much to regret. Do you know what I mean? Just always be happy to be part of football, to see the buzz in the dressing room, and I've gone a few points after and all. So to me, I'm happy enough with that. So no regrets.
Be the same as that. If we all looked, we could all do something different throughout our playing days, but as a whole, no, happy with everything. Good career. That's not going to change that.
Yeah, just that one regret I think of getting sent off against you. It's the other than that I probably would have said the Sheriff thing for not signing for them back then. Yeah, but
then it would probably
as you evaluated the situation,
the only regret I have is kicking out and getting sent off in that semi-final to Charlie Cattle. Yeah, big time. Yeah, that's my only one. Yeah. Right, do you want to go with a best 11?
Between the forwards, make one up there, or
I think that'll probably take too long, Daz. I'm sure you have a best 11 real quick there, do you?
Yeah, but
no token gestures here, Daz. Already. Pick up the best 11.
hard to treat you staring
I'm gonna text you, mate.
Like it's gonna be hard to pick a 1 to 11 and not pretty much name like a lot of sheriff. You know what I mean? It's pretty like it's hard. Obviously the first one has to be Lee Murphy. Like I played with Mako with WFTA, but Lee Murphy was he was next level. He had everything. If you scored against him in training, you'd be happy. He had literally everything. He could ping the ball the length of the pitch. He could come out. He'd smack people coming out with the ball. He's just brilliant. I'd probably go 3-5-2 because there's loads of midfielders. So on the right is another easy one, to be fair. Paulie Murphy. There's not much I can say about Paulie. You know what I mean?
Probably the
Paulie's
best
one of
centre
the-
half that has came
Paulie's
out
one of the best
the
players I've
junior
ever played with. He was unbelievable. He was scoring goals for us. He never gave up. He was always an 8, 9 out of 10 every
Always.
game. He was relentless. He was brilliant. The one in the middle then, it'd have to be Anto, I'd say. Anto Kavanagh.
Kavanagh.
Yeah, Anto was it was a brilliant player. It was great having Anto at the back because it didn't matter who they had up front, you know they were going to get a rough day with Anto, you know what I mean? Anto used to get bored when it was easy. He loved the big games, do you know what I mean? He was brilliant. It was great having him behind you, and if somebody smacked you, Anto would be straight up in their face, you know, you had him protecting you, like he was great. And then on the left hand side, there's three. There's David Brown was a great player. Kevin Lynch was unbelievable. If I had 4 at the back, I'd say I'd pick Kevin, but I'd have to go with Joe O'Neill. Joe O'Neill was just
A few good
another unsung hero, like the type of player that wouldn't really stand out, but when you played with him, he had everything.
Yeah,
In my first year down there, he got players player
Good in
of
the
player of the
year.
year, good in the year, just solid.
Technically good, yeah, he was
class,
good player.
yeah. That's the three at the back. In front of them, there's another easy one. I'd say John Lester. John was just brilliant. He was.
Effortless.
It was just great to play. It was too easy for him. Like it's scary to think how good he could be. Like if he was just like League of Ireland fit, you know what I mean? Because he could do anything. Best header of a ball I've ever seen. Never panicked. If you wanted the ball off him, if I had 4 players around me, he'd give me the ball. You know what I mean? If you asked for it, there you go, trust you. Like he was just brilliant. And so what's that? John Holden. 1, 3, 4, 2. So I'll go on the right hand side. Sean Murphy, another unsung hero. He was just consistent, brilliant, up and down, taking players on, setting goals up. He was class. Then in 2 ahead of John Lester, I'll have to go. It's either Bones or Gar Cooney. I can't decide between the two of them. I can't. Bones is class. Special player. Like he could just free kicks. Had a bit of everything. The no look pass. You didn't know where he was going with the ball half the time, but he was brilliant. And we all played with Gar Cooney. Do you play with Gar Cooney, Crocket?
For a half season probably, and then
Gar Cooney, I played with him for a year, and the impression he left on me, like he had literally everything, right, left, running, heading.
So
I just didn't play with him for long enough. I think, you know, it'd be hard to not put Bones in there. And then beside Bones is probably the best player I ever played with. I've seen at football level, and that's Waka Dunn. Chap is just, there's not much I can say about him. Everybody here knows him. I think anybody that's listening to this would know about Waka. He was unbelievable. He was
probably the best midfielder I think that came out of the amateur game.
Yeah, between him and Paulie, and I'd say I'd probably have to pick him as the best player I've ever played with at that level.
He was so hard to play against.
He had everything. He was just brilliant.
Do you know what I think? He was a bit, well, not that he was underrated, but I don't think anyone knew how strong he was.
He was solid. He was. He couldn't get him off the ball.
Now, if you got there in time before he gave the ball to somebody else, like he always got the ball, got rid of the ball. But when he got close to him, he'd shoulder you off, and he was just his balance and strength was fucking unbelievable.
What I loved about him as well was he was an arrogant fucker. He was, but he backed her up every time. When we were going out with Sheriff and like we were lining up, we'll just tell a quick one. And the lads were like, I can't remember who it was. They were giving Waka loads. You're shite, and all this fellow was saying. Waka says to the whole team, says, I'm going to score 2 today. Says it's all his fault. You can thank him after the game. He goes out and scores a hat trick. He says just one extra, just for you. He was a cocky fucker. He was brilliant. So on the left then, Mark Higgins. Here you go. What a player he is. Brilliant. Like just Kevin Kilban out there. You know what I mean? You don't like me calling him that one. He's just up and down a machine. And then the 2 up top, John O'Rourke. Very, very easy one. Another one of the best players we'll play with. He was just class. And then, not because he's sitting beside me, I swear to God, with the trees, look, I had to go Davy Crocket.
Yeah.
I said it a few weeks ago, didn't I, Crocket? Now the two of us were pissed when we were talking about it. But I did say, I always says that Crocket would get into me 1 to 11. Smashing footballer. Just, it made the game too easy. I always say as a joke that it used to piss me off playing with Crocket. Because he never trained the cunt. He'd show up on a bleed Sunday, be the best player in the pitch and just go home then. You wouldn't see him the next week. And just get man of the match all the time. He's a brilliant player, so yeah, that'd be my one.
Yeah, right, Croc. Do you need a couple? Do you need a couple of minutes, or are you good to go?
Stop. No, my goalkeeper be Morgan with Tolke. He was a real leader, you know. Barry, you probably played him yourself. You know what he's like.
Keeper,
Right full, probably be Brian Fitz. I played with Fitz, and then I got him up to Moctus. I had him with Tolke. He was a flyer. He was just constant.
Injury, Brian, didn't
he did on his knee when he came to Moctus, and that was the end of him. He hasn't played since. But
great lad as well.
Great lad, but up and down, reliable as fuck. Left full. This one, I've been thinking, and since you texted me, I told me, I remember.
You gave you a heads up.
Gave me a heads up. I'd probably Steo Costello left full.
Yeah, Steo was really good. And we played with Steo Costello when he was touching on Croc. He was probably 26, 27 down.
Steo Costello down at Tolka left full, man. He's like
Kevin's, didn't
he? He's with Kevin's.
Yeah,
he's like a hair, just flat, non-stop, up and down, and a
left
wand of a
wing
left foot.
and left full at the same time.
Yeah,
it's a good player.
Probably centre half then to be Nolly Muddy with Bill. Bill was, when we were gone into that senior level, Jesus Christ, had your back at every time, didn't he?
Like,
Bill McLean, that's me forward at the back. Midfield, be Naylor in the middle.
How many in the middle are you going with? 4?
4-4-2. Basic, isn't it? 4-4-2. Naylor in the middle with Kip Barber.
Oh, yeah.
Kip Barber, played with Kip for a few years, man. Jesus. Absolute machine. Loved the tackle. I think he'd do everything. Everything. Barber, yeah. Right under. There's actually no wingers here. Carlo is well in the middle. With away. Who would I say?
Naylor and
Gib Barber, Carlo, and
this is like the old Tolka team. I remember Tolka going out to watch Tolka before, and he had 4 centre midfielders playing.
Yeah, that's the way
across the midfield.
Literally, let me go back to that one. I'm gonna put me up front, Shane Lewis.
Yeah, remember Shane?
I've seen him for a year.
What a player!
Shane Lewis. I don't think anyone, probably if you say him, wouldn't even recognise him. He just comes up, trains, plays football, goes home.
Talked.
Wouldn't say boot you.
I played with Shane for that year, and I still don't. I never knew what his voice sounded like.
That year I went down to watch you.
He was outstanding, wasn't he, Crocket? Outstanding, and he was only 18 at the time.
He was only young for coming through, and wouldn't say boot you, but. My God, but that fella finished. He could finish.
Remember,
finish
3 weeks in a row, we got the ball and just keep it coming out. You just got scooped
it over the head.
He just chipped the keeper and wouldn't even celebrate.
No, we used to run on. We used to run and celebrate with him, and you'd be going, "What a goal! Well done, Polly." You go, "Thanks."
Wouldn't say. He wouldn't celebrate. It's just as if it's what's that? It's nothing. Yeah. And I had to throw this fella in Spanky up top because he's a maniac and he had everything. He scored all sorts of goals, volleys, overheads,
kicks,
didn't matter, free kicks, penalties.
Well,
he missed more penalties. He missed more penalties.
But he'd still grab the ball, wouldn't he? I'm taking it. He's at the missing 4. He'd still take it.
Looking for a strainer of it then.
Yeah. So back to the midfielder.
Left wing, wasn't it? Yeah.
Just the midfielder. I hadn't got a. Don't know who it was.
We leave that one out, will we? If it comes back, if you come back to it, we'll update it on.
Yeah, literally. I had it.
You didn't write it down. That's the problem.
I didn't write it down, but had 4 across the middle. Yeah, 4-4-2. We'll leave that one with me. Yeah.
We'll get that for you now next week for up on the social media. Kane will sort that, won't you, Kane?
We're going to me as well.
Nelson,
these boys.
No.
I'll just play this one safe, and the only thing I won is the Lesser Junior. So
just look at that paper.
That's exactly what I asked for. The starting 11 that we started there.
Start 11 in
Yeah,
Leinster
that's
Junior.
the one, yeah.
Who was that?
You're gonna help me out with this one, aren't you? So Macker and
I
goal,
didn't
yeah. I played right full, Gage left full.
Very good.
Great left full, guys.
Yeah, very good was, yeah.
Great.
Solid left full.
I played right full. Centre halves were Bill and Davey. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, was it?
In centre midfield was
No, centre midfield was Naylor, Barry McGowan,
Alza Quarters.
Alza Quarters, yeah.
Quarters, and Crocket played.
Kenna on the right,
Bullet on the left, was
Bull
he?
on the left, I think, and then
Was Bullet on
Crocker.
the left? Yeah. Crock and Daz up front.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that's obviously like you can pick other lads as well that goes in there, but I don't think I'll probably want to see that level, obviously. So that's always going to stick out with one of the best teams that we play with, like, so. I think that's a good squad there as well, you know. I said Bill, as you said, Bill centre half, unbelievable.
Yeah, Bill was great.
Because remember,
What a player.
that's what I picked it up myself actually, playing against Paul Manick again, up in Christian, the ball came across and he stiffed. The ball was in your man's about to score. He scraped it on his hands there, turned his face in the ball. Your man,
heading the ball, yeah.
I've done about playing 10 times myself now.
Bill
because I've
used to,
seen that,
you probably got it off
Yeah,
Bill.
yeah.
I remember watching Bill as a kid all the time and growing up, and he used to come off the pitch scruffy with muck on his
Yeah.
face, the back of his head, the jersey hanging out.
Yeah.
He was just a
He
warrior,
was the
wasn't he?
first player that really made me think differently of senior football.
Senior
'cause
football.
I never really knew much about, like, obviously when you're growing up, and then you come from where we used to there and a bit of arrogance and all, and you go up and then you're seeing him like, fuck's sake, this
Yeah.
standard's fucking serious. Like, this
Serious.
player's- yeah, he was so fair.
I'm
Even Peter Muddy was beside him at
Yeah.
the time as well.
Yeah.
That was some parenting, like,
Yeah.
back then, like.
They were probably one of the best parents that Premier League would have
Mm.
seen. But you know what I find is mad? They never got like any accolades like AUL
No.
representative, junior international. So I don't think they did.
Yeah, they weren't their type of players.
Do you know what I mean? But like, they were unbelievable. Them two, class.
So we go into yourself, Al.
Right. I have this. I've done this a few times in my own mind. No, I don't think anyone's ever asked me. But it's,
Now,
it's a,
really.
do you know what? Yeah, that's probably right. I think it was a little bit of a toss up, but I'll have to go with McManus. With
He's
West
probably the
End.
craziest keeper ever made in life.
Do you know
Gas, man,
this
dumb.
might surprise you, but you know who would have probably pushed him? Can you remember Paul Lynch that played in goal for O'Devney?
Yeah.
I'm not messing with you. If Paul Lynch cared enough about football, he would have been a top goalkeeper like for years. He was that good, like. But no, I'd pick Mac because of his attributes. He kind of had everything.
But he's jilty was though. Remember, he used to come down, used to
That's
go down
what I mean.
1-0, and look the guy he used to do
Yeah.
now, but the hand to come out.
He was an athlete. Like
he was.
there's a ball going in the top corner. What you're at the saying, he'll kneel down thinking it's going bottom corner, and it's going top corner, and he'll just push his
The
hand
hand come
and
up,
he'll
yeah.
knock it away. So I'd go with Mac in goal. I struggled thinking about me right full because I didn't really, I was kind of thinking back, and I never played with anyone who was like top class at right full. I was kind of going, who the fuck is, and to be honest with you, Daz, I was going to put Gav in there because I'd know where I'm going to put Gav O'Brien because Gav it was a centre field, but when he used to play right full, he was solid. He could play anywhere. And then I remembered I had played with John O'Malley at Tolka, and now John probably played more in the middle when we were with Tolka,
Yeah.
but at that level at right full, John was one of the best. So I'll go
Solid.
John O'Malley right full. Centre halves, go and play. You pick Crock, Nolly, Murray. He was just so
Solid,
good.
yeah.
Like
Solid.
he was too dominant. Like there was games where we were over Crumlin, I think, when Nolly would be injured and Martin would be looking to get the game called off. Like that's how important he
Yeah.
was to a team. And I remember Jay Kelly and all being like that with him at Tolka as well. He was that important for the team. Beside him, I'd put Plugs, Mark McCormick. He's a player that I used to always play against, and I swear to God, he used to bite at you, spit at you, and I'd be probably doing the exact same to him now, and he'd be telling you he'd punch the head off, he'd be telling the other players off his team he'd punch the head off him. Him and John are rock even.
Rock
Like
was
they
gas, it
used
was.
they used to be spitting at each other's
Yeah.
faces
They
and
shake
grabbing
hands,
each other
shake each
and
other's
then
hands
shake
after
each
the
other's
game. I
hands
love that
after.
play.
Now they had a really good battle them two.
Nasty focus to each other on the pitch.
Nasties. But when I used to play against Plugs, he used to play in the middle with O'Devney. When I went out to O'Devney and then he came down to Tolka, he was fucking outstanding at centre half. Like for a football and centre half, like as well, he would have surprised you. You know, when you play with a player, you realise how good they are.
Yeah.
Play with both feet and unbelievable in the air. left full, it was Keith Hanna, but he got knocked off when I went over to Crumlin, and when Gareth Brady came in and signed from Kilbarrack to Crumlin, Redzer. He could be playing anywhere. He could be playing at Ellie. He could be playing at Ellie level. To be honest with you, if he cared that enough, he's that good. Like
the whole family should take.
Redzer is fucking unbelievable at left full. He can play in the middle now, but you put him left full and nobody's getting near him. Centre midfield, I'll go with Daz as kind of like a 3. I'll go with Daz in the middle, because what you are like on the ball, Daz, and playing with you over all the years, so composed on the ball, just took everything in your stride. Gar Cooney beside you, sheer, like, he was just sheer dominance, wasn't he? Like, as you said, he was just
everything.
It
was
headers,
fucking
right foot,
up and down.
He just too fit, too strong, just dominate games.
Who did he go to? Bluebell, was it? He scored something like 30 odd goals, did he, from midfield? That one season, he was playing unbelievable.
I think he had a great. He came out of League of Ireland and then came to WFTA and then done great things. Then with Bluebell, won the league and all that. And I'm going to throw Carl Murray in there to the lefties, because of all of us, I played with Carl probably the most, and I know how good he was and know how good he would have been. Only for his injuries. He done both his knees. I think he done his knees. I think he done his 2 knees, and then he done his other knee again.
When Carl was captain of the AOL team that time, that was the best I've seen.
And he was unstoppable.
He was unbelievable. I hated playing against him. At that time, he was one of the best players in the league, easily.
Yeah, and he had done his knee before that and came back, got himself back to being like that, and then done his knee again. I think Carl would have had international caps if his knees had held up. And then the 3 up top, I'm gonna go with, funny enough, Crocket. I'll go with, you would have been in the middle of it, but because of a player I played last week with Crumlin, I'm gonna push you to the right of him, because you're too good to leave out there. Even if someone took in out at centre forward, like touches around the corner, first touch, just unbelievable. Playing with you and a little bastard to play against. But to the left, Alan McGreal, probably best player I've ever played with, and he was probably the best player in intermediate football for the last, say, 3 years. I'd say, unbelievable, could do anything. Serious, like he used to just he'd take the ball down on his heel with his left foot, and he'd just twist in 2 or 3, and he'd stick one in the top corner in the last minute of a final, and he'd just win your games. You know what I mean? He's definitely the best player I've played with. And up top, I'll go with a lad that came to Crumlin last. He had 1 year with Crumlin, Jake Walker. He was with Pats 19s, I think, and came into Crumlin not last year, the year before, when we won the league. And you think he scored about 23 goals, got top goal scorer, but he's the best centre forward I played with. Unbelievable. In one season, he's only 21. He got player of the year with us at Crumlin, and I wouldn't say he won us the league, but his goals got us there. Do you know what I mean? But he's fucking outstanding. He's with Bray now. I don't know whether he's playing too much, but if he gets back down to Crumlin, fuck me, he's unbelievable. Really is. Yeah, that's my 11 anyway.
Very good. I'm the only person out here that wasn't in that.
Sorry, Nelson. Yeah, I mean, not be 12 man, but
there's still a space on mine.
Crockett's a space.
Come on.
Right, well, look, that's probably coming to the end of the podcast. That was great, lads. Thanks.
Well, yeah, do you know what it is though? It's good to go back down memory lane then again. Do you know what I mean? Like, so obviously we started schoolboys together. We went through a lot. Obviously our careers together, and obviously we're kind of back around football again together, and hopefully we'll be around football together for a long time. So
and it's great to see you as 2 boys still kind of with each other. Me and Croc then coming back and still playing with each other now, and all of us still.
That's football. Football's is like a little family that you have in it. So
it is.
It's enjoyable, boys. Thanks
very much, boys.
Thanks.
So that brings us to the end of season 1 for our podcast. We'd like to say a special thanks to Kane Bradley, our media man behind the scenes, all our guests, Finglish United for letting us use their facilities,
Bow Creative, 400 Barbers, and most of all our listeners. Thanks for your support since day 1. Season 2 will be coming soon.